From a young age, Won Jin had to endure a childhood filled with horror. He was kidnapped and tortured by a stranger, abused to the point where he was unrecognizable. It wasn't until the police rescued him that Won Jin was able to return to a normal life like everyone else. Since then, he also discovered his talent for analysis and reasoning, no less skilled than a professional detective. How will Won Jin utilize this God-given gift? What new changes will his life undergo? Let's follow along. A breaking news story is being broadcast on TV. The next news item is that the police have arrested a man in his 40s for kidnapping and imprisoning a child. Shockingly, the boy had been imprisoned in a dilapidated warehouse for 12 years. The police have detained Mr. P on charges of kidnapping, imprisonment, and violation of labor laws. A series of broadcasting channels are simultaneously reporting on this case. Reporters and journalists are constantly standing by to interview the inhuman man. Did the perpetrator know the victim before the kidnapping occurred? Who was the initial reporter? Boy suffers from hearing and speech impairments, and it is suspected that the perpetrator knew this beforehand and planned the crime based on that. It was extremely difficult for the police to break the lock on the outside. At the time of the rescue, the warehouse was filled with books. Inside was a young man with long, disheveled hair, intently reading a book. After finding the victim, the police officer immediately called to report the situation. Team Leader Yi, we've found the boy. Based on the significant injuries on the boy's body, it is believed that he was abused for a long time. Has been transferred to the hospital and is currently resting. Cut to the most famous hospital in the city. Security guards and police officers are trying to stop the crowd of reporters. I said that reporters are not allowed in here. They told us that we came because we were also injured. Inside the quiet hospital room, the victim A is being carefully cared for by doctors. Shin Woo Jin, 18 years old. Suffering from nutritional imbalance and inflammation in skin wounds. Woo Jin reveals a bright face after having his long hair cut. The doctor looks at him with a sympathetic gaze. Such a beautiful child, imprisoned and forced to work for 12 years. The doctor standing next to him continues to read out Woo Jin's condition, and he is hearing impaired. Hearing this, the female doctor quickly takes out paper and pen and writes a few lines on it. She takes a long breath and hands it to Woo Jin to read. What's your name? Can you speak? Each word is clearly visible in Woo Jin's eyes. The female doctor smiles and says quickly. Suddenly, Woo Jin blurts out, I'm a bastard. His words startle both doctors. Amidst the sweltering midday sun, Woo Jin covers his face, only revealing his lifeless eyes. He has to pretend to be that old man P and do his work under the harsh weather. While the old man sits under the cool shade of a tree watching him work. When he gets home, that old man P only gives Woo Jin the leftover scraps. He scoops up handfuls of rice and eats voraciously. The old man stands outside the door constantly yelling, You bastard, eating like a pig. When the weather turns to winter, Woo Jin sits curled up amidst a pile of books. His whole body shivers from the cold. Woo Jin is so hungry that whenever an insect appears, he immediately catches it to make a meager meal to get through the day. His life had to go through such harsh conditions. Back to reality, the two doctors are still in shock from Woo Jin's words. Calling himself a bastard, how many times has the boy been brainwashed? Countless scars on his body. How much abuse has he endured over the years? Those bastards should be sentenced to death. The female doctor closes her eyes tightly to keep her mind calm. Then she speaks to encourage Woo Jin, but luckily, the diagnosis isn't as bad as we thought. It's okay, now you can sleep as much as you want here, you're safe here. That pat on the shoulder seems to be conveying motivation and strength to Woo Jin. The doctor smiles and says, I'll be right back. The doctor standing next to her asks, Do you need me to help? But she quickly refuses, No need, I want to do it myself. And then the doctor hurriedly leaves the hospital room. As soon as she steps out into the hallway, a group of reporters suddenly rush over. They're out. Doctor, just a moment, I'm a reporter, a journalist. They constantly shout out questions. What is the patient's condition? Have you found the patient's family yet? What is the patient's name? Is it true that he has a disability? Are there any problems with communication? Those senseless questions make the doctor feel extremely uncomfortable. Unable to endure it any longer, she angrily shouts, What are you doing in front of the hospital room? Is someone else's misfortune your joy? You should know better. She turns to question the hospital's security. How did they get in here? Did you check their ID cards? I'm going to report these people now for trespassing and obstructing duty. Hearing this, the reporters all pretend to be innocent and say, It seems like we came to the wrong place. Let's go to the scene. Inside the hospital room, Wu Jin is receiving an 4 drip. He lies in bed for a long time. Then gradually opens his eyes. Wu Jin lies there and looks up at the ceiling in a daze. What hits him is that light bulb. Wu Jin quickly recognizes it as a fluorescent light. Then he glances around the room. He reaches out his hand as if trying to reach something. What catches his attention next is the bathroom. On the opposite bed, an old man is lying down texting happily. Wu Jin keeps staring at him. With his keen senses, the man has already noticed that someone is peeking at him. He asks curiously, "Were you kidnapped? Your life is really strange." It seems like he can't hear clearly either. "From now on, your life won't be easy." Wu Jin sits silently as if hitting something. The patient information nameplate hits his eyes. Open fracture of the femur. Height about 1.67 m, weight around 60 kilograms. Left-handed, rough and dry hands, evidence of frequent dehydration. He texts and laughs gleefully. Why is this kid sending this stuff? Should go visit. Wu Jin continues with his line of reasoning. No watch or ring marks, indifferent to accessories, manual labor, and no wife. This man, Nam Soon, is always glued to his phone. Let's see how to receive this. From the above, Wu Jin can draw a conclusion. This patient fell from a low roof while plastering. At that moment, he only knew how to scream in panic. Kim Nam Soon's left-handed brain knew he was falling instinctively, causing his left leg to hit the ground first. The femur couldn't withstand the impact of the force of gravity, and was broken and protruding. Nam Soon's sky-piercing cries of pain seemed to tear everything apart. Wu Jin feels like he has witnessed the whole event in a completely truthful way. The most appropriate first aid in this situation is. Suddenly his train of thought is interrupted when the doctor walks inside. She is holding a tray of food and asks with a smile, "Did you sleep well?" Wu Jin sits as still as a statue, refusing to answer. The doctor takes care of him meticulously. "Are you hungry? Let's eat." A fork and spoon. I think it's easier for Wu Jin to hold these. He stares at her face. Crow's feet wrinkles at the corners of her eyes, cheek muscles are tense and raised. Both sides of her mouth are turned upwards. From the special points he has discovered, Wu Jin seems to be able to feel that this is a sincere smile supporting him, evidence that they are not a threat. She gently hands him the spoon. "Now you can eat and drink comfortably. No one will say anything." He looks at the fragrant tray of food in front of him with wide eyes. Wu Jin can't restrain his craving and swallows saliva continuously. Seeing this, the doctor laughs and says, "The food at the hospital may not be very delicious, but eat a lot, just eat." And so Wu Jin puts aside all pretense and suspicion, and eats all the food on the tray. He even uses his hands to scoop up food, looking no different from a child. The doctor's eyes widen in surprise when she sees him eating so deliciously. The patient Nam soon looks at Wu Jin with fear, thinking that he has been starved for ages. Seeing Wu Jin choke, the doctor becomes worried. "Slowly, you'll have indigestion." She stands silently before his pitiful circumstances. In the blink of an eye, Wu Jin has cleaned up everything. Even a tiny grain of rice he picks up, and puts it in his mouth as if to show his appreciation. That action makes the doctor unable to restrain her emotions. "How have you been living?" The doctor's phone suddenly rings. So she turns away to answer the phone. "Hello." The person on the other end of the line announces, "Shin Wu Jin's family doctor is here. She is extremely happy at this good news. Really, I'll be right there." So she turns back to Wu Jin and says, "Your parents are here." He pays attention to every gesture on the doctor's lips, and then, like a person lost in thought, he sits and mumbles along, "Parents, family." The doctor says happily, "That's right, I'll bring them in soon." She clears Wu Jin's tray of food and hurriedly walks out. Wu Jin sits silently watching the doctor leave. The clock on the wall keeps ticking. He looks up at it and asks himself, "The time for my parents to come. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Until 1 minute, 10 minutes. In Wu Jin's eyes, the number 1 minute 20 seconds suddenly appears. Time keeps running. 1 minute 21 seconds, 1 minute 22 seconds. A strange voice rings out, "Right now I'll show you." Suddenly Wu Jin's whole body changes as if something is acting deep inside his body. Thousands of letters appear as if besieging Wu Jin. Time is passing faster and faster. Wu Jin glances up at the clock, then sits blankly looking towards the door. He seems to be able to see his parents preparing to appear here. The distance between them and him is getting closer and closer. In this situation, he can only widen his eyes in astonishment. The strange man outside is approaching Wu Jin's parents. Every time his foot touches the ground, he can feel the sound clearly. Wu Jin is still sitting on the hospital bed like a statue. Strange sounds keep ringing in his ears. Wu Jin widens his eyes and looks towards the door. Suddenly his face becomes panicked. The voices and footsteps outside keep echoing inside the room. Wu Jin is anxiously waiting to see what will happen to him. Before visiting, Wu Jin's parents were carefully instructed, the patient's stability is our top priority, so Wu Jin is not startled. Yes, yes, doctor. Wu Jin is still staring at the door with only one expression on his face. So I'll come in. The door is gradually opened. The figures of his parents hit Wu Jin's eyes. Worry is evident on their hard-working faces. As soon as they see that he is still alive, his father and mother call out with affection, Wu Jin. He is still sitting there blankly, very pitiful. Wu Jin's father and mother run quickly towards him. Wu Jin, son, the doctor standing behind them can't stop them in time. Ma'am, please wait a moment. Wu Jin might be startled. They spread their arms wide as if welcoming him. And so the mother bursts into tears and hugs Wu Jin tightly. It's really him. It's really our Wu Jin. Wu Jin, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Thank you for coming back, Wu Jin, because of me. The mother's crying keeps haunting his mind. Unable to endure it, Wu Jin covers his ears with his hands and turns his head away to avoid it. The mother asks worriedly, Wu Jin, what's wrong? Are you okay, Wu Jin? He closes his eyes tightly and shouts loudly in panic. At a house inside the city. The voice of a girl talking on the phone rings out. Yes, Mom is always right. Yes, I cleaned the house. After finishing the phone call, Bomi goes online to search for information. Genius who sees through the world. My brother is coming home. The way he talks and behaves feels very strange. I have no memory of my brother when I was a child. This is the warehouse where A was rescued. Well, of course, he was locked in the warehouse for 12 years. If it were me, I would be like him. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be hearing impairment but a psychological factor. What a relief. Suddenly a noise makes Bomi jump. The mother opens the door and steps in with happiness. Bomi, Mom brought your brother home. The girl quickly runs out to see. Mom and Dad are home. She asks, you must be very hungry, right? Mom will make dinner. The father calls out, call Wu Jin in, honey. He slowly walks towards the door and obediently answers yes. This is the first time Bomi and Wu Jin have met after so many years apart. The girl smiles brightly and says, brother is home, welcome. Wu Jin doesn't say anything but only glances around. In front of him is a large room, very different from that cramped warehouse. Suddenly Wu Jin discovers something special. Photos preserving family memories are neatly placed on the shelf. More special is that there is also a picture of him when he was only a few months old. Seeing him standing there blankly, the father comforts him and asks, Wu Jin, you must feel strange because it's been a long time since you came home. Wu Jin, that's your room, do you remember? He hesitates and answers yes. The father suddenly comes up with a question, do you want to see the room and play with Bomi? The girl is a little surprised at this suggestion. Me. Her mother comes over and says gently, take your brother to see the room and get close to him. Bomi is shy so she quickly tries to refuse. No, Mom, let me help Mom prepare dinner. But the mother still insists on the two of them bridging the gap with each other. Playing with your brother is helping Mom. Okay, Bomi, try your best. The girl can only object weakly. Mom, wait, okay, I said okay. Outside the kitchen, the mother is busily preparing a meal for the family. The soup in the pot on the stove is also boiling fragrantly. Inside the room, Bomi and Wu Jin are shy and don't say a word to each other. The girl secretly glances at her brother and thinks to herself, more awkward than I thought. Every object in the room falls within Wu Jin's sight. First is that soft bed. Then the window. Next is the computer and chair. He stands and observes thoughtfully for a long time. This is my room. After hesitating for a while, Bomi finally summons up the courage to call out brother. Wu Jin immediately turns to stare at the girl. His face radiates a handsome and benevolent look. Bomi cries inwardly, is he even more handsome than when I saw him at the hospital? And then she finds a topic to start a conversation with Wu Jin. Let me teach you how to use the phone. This is the power off state. If you press and hold like this, it will turn on. This number is Mom's, this is Dad's, and this is my number. I've deleted my number. Try saving it again. Wu Jin reaches out to take the phone. I know. His words make Bomi freeze for a few seconds. What did you just say, you know? Do you mean that you don't have to use honorifics with me? I'm your younger sister. Wu Jin absorbs knowledge very quickly and immediately corrects himself. Yeah, I know. The girl looks at her brother with worried eyes. It's turned off now, so you have to turn it on first. Wu Jin quickly does what his sister has instructed. His eyes widen in surprise when he comes into contact with such a modern device for the first time. Bomi sitting next to him is still enthusiastically guiding him. This is a new contact. I'll read my number. 01000000 and 0000. Bomi is a little surprised. Is this really the first time he's used a phone? He types even faster than me. Wu Jin turns to ask his younger sister, did I do well? Should I try again? Bomi smiles and answers, no need, you seem very smart, you learn really fast. This time I'll teach you how to search online, he asks blankly. Search? Bomi explains to him in detail. Here, you can type what you want to know or are curious about then. Touch this magnifying glass icon. Wu Jin gapes in astonishment. After finishing the instructions, Bomi turns to ask, do you want to try now? Wu Jin goes online and searches for the word family. The language dictionary provides him with a full definition of the word family. To understand better, Wu Jin also switches to the illustration section. A series of happy and intimate images between people in the family are gradually being absorbed by him. Looking at those pictures, Wu Jin can easily recognize who is the mother and who is the father. He looks at his younger sister sitting next to him and unconsciously says, Bomi is my younger sister. Hearing the two words family spoken from his brother's own mouth, the girl's eyes become teary. Bomi smiles brightly with happiness. That's right, family. With his keen nose, Wu Jin smells a special scent spreading throughout the house. He looks around to find where the scent is coming from. Could this scent be perfume? Wu Jin's brain is no different from an encyclopedia. The origin of perfume dates back to about 5,000 years ago. Initially it was used in religious ceremonies as a means of communication between gods and humans by burning fragrant branches. Today perfume is a blend of various fragrances and solvents used to attract others or create a personal image. Wu Jin suddenly stands up and says, the scent of perfume. Bomi feels extremely curious. Huh, what are you saying? Where is my brother going? He is like a machine walking towards the source of the fragrance. Despite Bomi sitting on the bed calling out, he doesn't hear at all. That scent becomes more and more fragrant. Wu Jin stops and looks towards the dining table. He can't help but exclaim, what a great scent. A lavish table with all kinds of dishes in the world has been carefully prepared by his parents. Wu Jin stands there in astonishment. Not perfume, it's all from the food. The mother smiles at him and says, our Wu Jin came at just the right time. You must be hungry, sit down. Wu Jin's father confidently shows off his talent. I made this kimchi stew. It's so delicious you'll faint without even knowing. The mother gently calls Bomi to sit down and eat. The family meal becomes filled with happy laughter. Everyone is competing to pick up food for Wu Jin. Try this first, here's this too. The mother is so thoughtful that she rolls the meat and lettuce together and feeds Wu Jin like a child. Seeing him choke, both parents laugh and tease him. The taste is so delicious you'll faint. Cut to the interrogation of the old man P who imprisoned Wu Jin. Your family passed away 5 years ago. Each person died each year. Do you have anything to say about this? First your wife. Then your mother. Your sister-in-law died from eating a poisonous plant. Even the two close neighbors left this world. The interrogation becomes more and more intense. The old man stubbornly replies, I told you it wasn't me. The lawyer shouts in frustration, there have been several deaths around you. You did it, didn't you? He firmly insists, it really wasn't me. The lawyer can't be patient anymore. If you don't cooperate like this, detective. The old man P suddenly reveals a new clue. Maybe that bastard killed them. The lawyer becomes bewildered. That bastard, what are you talking about? He stands up and slams his hand hard on the table in anger. That bastard I fed and raised, he killed everyone. Seeing the excessive expression and the out-of-control words of the criminal, the lawyer says sternly, that bastard, what right do you have to shout? The police outside come in and demand, hey, sit down. He insists that, you don't know what that bastard is like. Then he begins to tell about the suspicious points of Wu Jin. While he was still in that cramped warehouse. Every day, Wu Jin spends time reading books. Most of the books he reads are about human anatomy. Those things gave the criminal a reason to put all the blame on Wu Jin. It's all done by that bastard. On a stormy night with terrifying thunder, Wu Jin is still diligently reading a book in the dark night, regardless of everything around him. It's dark, there's no one on the street anymore. The small room is still lit. Wu Jin is sitting looking at his phone. He looks at the YouTube app and remembers what Bomi said, brother, this is what everyone likes to watch. As soon as he clicks on it, a series of attractive videos appear before his eyes. Wu Jin watches the first video, in which the sound says, hello O family, I am Jlolo, we are in Dihangno watching a play. He imitates and says, hello everyone. The video continues, the performance we are watching today is something that is trending recently. He presses the rewind button. It's the opening hello in the video again. Wu Jin continues to learn and says hello everyone. He remembers his parents and younger sister to say hello everyone. After exiting that video, he sees a delicious food video. His eyes light up, Tekbaki Mukbang. As soon as he opens it, the female YouTuber says, hello everyone, I'm going to try the Tekbaki that I've been craving all week. It's so delicious, can everyone see how chewy and appetizing it is? It's really awesome, look at the stretchy cheese. Wu Jin is drooling, awesome, amazing. Suddenly someone knocks on his door. Bomi calls, what are you doing, can I come in? He opens the door, Bomi looks at him and smiles. Wu Jin asks, were you calling me, do you need me to do something? Clean up, what should I do? She quickly waves her hand, no brother, you don't need to do those things. Not that, but do you want to go eat ice cream? He is surprised, ice cream. Bomi replies, yes, ice cream, it's very cold and delicious, just like I thought, you've never tried it. She pulls Wu Jin's hand, let's go brother, his parents instruct her, we can't go, Bomi, hold your brother's hand tightly. Reaching the door, Bomi says, I'll be back soon. Wu Jin listens and repeats exactly. Then they go out together. There are still some cars outside. After a while, they reach the store. Wu Jin looks up in surprise. He blurts out in surprise. As soon as they enter, the staff welcomes them. Wu Jin is shocked by the food displayed all over the shelves. Bomi calls him, come over here brother. Reaching the ice cream freezer, she says, choose what you like. There are so many kinds that Wu Jin is stunned. Bomi laughs at him, brother, do you need me to help? The two hesitate in front of the ice cream freezer for a long time. Finally, she gives him an ice cream, this one is delicious. She thinks to herself, should I give him money so he can try to pay? No, slowly is fine, then she goes to pay, I'll pay. When Bomi tells him to give her the ice cream, Wu Jin says don't. After paying, she greets the staff and goes out, thank you, have a nice day. At the table, the female students start discussing, hey, look there, what's up? Bomi is teaching Wu Jin how to open the ice cream, hold this protruding part, do as I do, this, she replies, that's right, hold it and pull it out. The female students look at him with interest, he's so handsome, go ask for his number, hey, don't, I'm too shy. Isn't that his girlfriend he's with? Bomi hears these words and laughs. Seeing him struggling with the ice cream, she says, brother, let me open it for you. Wu Jin thanks her. She laughs, you don't have to say thank you, I'm your younger sister. After opening it, she puts the ice cream in front of him, here try it, it's very cold and delicious, he looks and drools. Wu Jin takes a bite. The ice cream melts in his mouth. He slowly savors it, then his eyes light up. Bomi asks worriedly, what's wrong brother? Is the taste strange, or is it too cold? Maybe I should buy another one. She says, if the taste is strange, you don't have to force yourself to eat it, but Wu Jin says, delicious. It's so awesome, he blurts out. Wu Jin increases his eating speed, Bomi laughs, awesome, where did you learn that? She deliberately says for the female students to hear, eat slowly, it's delicious, right brother, they grimace, brother. Wu Jin is still eating voraciously. Bomi is laughing like she won the lottery. She raises her phone and says, brother, should we take a picture? After saying that, she takes 2 pictures. Bomi pulls his hand to leave, let's go, we can eat while walking, luckily it's delicious. It's completely dark now. The houses around are almost all turned off. The 2 siblings walk on the road. Bomi sends the picture with Wu Jin to her neighbor friend. Today I ate ice cream with my brother. Her group of friends explodes. He looks like a puppy. Trade him with my enemy. I want to be the ice cream. Bomi can't read. What are you saying? She texts and laughs. Therefore, she doesn't notice Wu Jin stopping. He stands still for a long time. In front, a masked stranger is hiding behind the wall. He looks at Bomi darkly. His eyes are fixed on her. Bomi is still walking without knowing anything. That masked man is like a wild beast. Wu Jin has started to assess him. There are many marks on the brim of the hat, squinting as if concentrating, eyelids are tight, pupils are dilated. When he goes home, the family doesn't recognize him. Meaning he's a stranger, he's not around this area. The stranger has also noticed Wu Jin. He is slightly startled. Then turns around and leaves. He continues to observe, armpits are sweaty, wrinkles on the knee of his pants. Bicycle pedal marks under his shoes. The bicycle pedal marks are not as wide as a bicycle, but a motorbike. There is no place nearby that would cause mud to stick to the soles of his shoes. He came from over there. He is not restricted by working hours, almost 50 years old, a delivery man by motorbike, a person that the family doesn't know around this area, acts according to plan but not very much. Left-handed. Wu Jin calls out, Bomi? Now she turns her head back. Yes, why are you standing there? She looks around. What's wrong? What's the matter? He hesitates. Just let's go home first. Bomi looks around again in confusion. She asks Wu Jin, why, what's the matter? He says, can you go in first, Bomi? She worriedly pulls his hand. No way, brother, it's very late. Besides, if I go home alone, Mom will scold me. After saying that, she decisively pulls him away. It's too dangerous to leave my brother alone. Mom said she would wait, let's go. The street lights are still on. They turn off before long. The lights suddenly turn on again, shining down on the dead butterfly on the road. The clock is showing 12:30 at night. Wu Jin is looking out the window alone. I will protect my family, don't interfere in this, it's my family. The voice from the void keeps ringing, Uncle, I'll call the police, you want to protect your family that way, stupid. Wu Jin replies, there are many ways, you're the monster who can't adapt to this world. The whisper rings out again, I have to work to survive. If a soft-hearted person like you did it, you would have died long ago. Wu Jin says, I can survive myself, you shouldn't exist in this world. It suddenly starts raining outside. The person is angry, a monster, then what are you? Is there anything you're better than me at? Wu Jin looks at the glass reflecting an image that doesn't resemble him. The body, this is my body, you're just another personality I created, he laughs loudly. You think the opposite of me, this is my body, that's right. Worry and anxiety are his food. Whenever anxiety appears, he will definitely swallow me. But now I can control him, and if I call him from my subconscious, I can maximize my understanding, a ferocious beast with sharp teeth. But if you know how to use it. Wu Jin says, leave today? He puts his hand on his shoulder. It's still not raining. It's late, but there's still someone standing under the street with an umbrella. Wu Jin involuntarily smiles. He goes to the door. Then turns the handle. The living room is empty. He's the only one walking around the house. The rain shows no sign of stopping. Wu Jin walks down the stairs step by step. Before long, he reaches the main road. The man in black is still standing there. He seems to have noticed him. Wu Jin walks straight ahead. He turns around and walks past him as if nothing happened. The two just walk past each other. Wu Jin raises his hand to catch the raindrops. The gift of all things, even the concealment of human beings, can be called rain. He suddenly speaks to the masked man, preparing carefully in every detail, waiting for a day like today. He is surprised. Why you? He says, what do I mean, don't be so boring. He asks, who are you? The hand holding the umbrella tightens even more. He laughs, who? The street light turns off automatically again. Wu Jin says, it hurts, I know you so well, you just ate black bean noodles this afternoon, you work as a delivery man, driving tirelessly through the hills. He says it so accurately that he is speechless. Wu Jin scolds him, you inferior stalker around my house, there's only cat hair on your hand. Did you kill cats to practice? He glares, what are you? Wu Jin strokes his wet hair. He smiles, me? The rain seems to get heavier. Wu Jin decisively beats him up. He falls to the ground in pain. The street light automatically turns on again. His face is revealed in the light, then Wu Jin answers him, I'm this kind of person. He is so terrified that he can't speak. Wu Jin opens his shirt to reveal a body full of scars. His biceps have no unscathed spots. The masked man is too scared to say anything. The light turns off again. Wu Jin sits down in front of him, don't let me see you again. If there's a next time, I'll carve these wounds on your body too. He frantically retreats. Wu Jin stands up, if you understand, don't crawl like a worm anymore, get out of here. Hearing that, he runs away very quickly. Only Wu Jin is left. He slowly walks home. Reaching the place where the light is on, he raises his head as if welcoming it. Woojin smiles. The sound of rain is so nice. On the first day, Woojin's family went out to eat together. On the second day, his mother took him to buy the famous sausage tteokbokki. On the third day, Bomi took him to see a movie. Combining popcorn with caramel is perfect. Seeing him eating a lot, Bomi asks, "Brother, do you want to watch a movie?" On the fourth day, at their house, Woojin is doing homework under Bomi's observation. Before long, the homework is completed. Bomi is surprised at his speed. Woojin is doing the homework incredibly fast. His hand is writing continuously without stopping. She reminds him, "You should read it first and then answer. Don't guess like that," he replies, "But I did read it." She laughs. "What? Where did you learn to talk like that? Maybe I shouldn't have taught you about YouTube. It seems like he's just guessing, but I should still teach him how to grade, right?" She says, "Let's grade together." He replies, "Okay. The first question is 1, the second question is 4, the third question is 2. Bomi is surprised. All correct, impossible. She asks Woojin again, "Did you really read and solve all these?" He asks again, "Yeah, did I do well?" She quickly takes out more books. "Do you want to try this too?" Woojin agrees immediately. He does the homework again at lightning speed, then leaves it for Bomi to grade. She exclaims, "You're like a genius." Woojin says, "I'm not a genius, I just want to be a normal person." She is surprised. "Normal?" He repeats, "Yeah, normal. It may be difficult to become a normal person, but I still want to. At your age, no, even younger than me, you." He looks at the picture of Bomi when she was young. Hey bastard, memories of the past rush back. Woojin is caught and locked up. Left to freeze. He looks at Bomi pensively. The little girl is tearful. "Brother, you must have gone through a lot, right?" Woojin analyzes her state, eyes slightly down, eyebrow muscles up, eyelids relaxed, corners of the mouth down. He looks into her eyes. Bomi is startled when he reaches out and pats her head. He says, "Bomi, don't be sad." Then he immediately sits down at his desk. Bomi looks at Woojin writing something. "What are you doing?" He shows it to her. She looks at it in surprise. "What is this? What are you writing?" Bomi reads the lines he just wrote. She is stunned for a long time. Woojin writes to her, "Bomi, don't be sad. When your body temperature drops, your immune system may weaken. Sad emotions affect the tongue and can cause weight gain and cardiovascular disease. It also affects the hormone cortisol, increasing stress levels and disrupting sleep quality. Sadness activates the hippocampus, causing the brain to need more energy, which can make you feel tired. Sad emotions decrease serotonin levels, causing depression and obsessive-compulsive disorder." Bomi silently reads the letter again. She asks Woojin in surprise, "Brother, how do you know these things?" He replies, "I read a lot of books." Before she can say anything, her mother calls, "You guys come eat." Hearing about eating, Woojin immediately runs out. "Yes." He exclaims, "Food with meat." His mother calls loudly, "Bomi, come quickly." Hearing that, she comes back to her senses. "Yes." Before long, it's dark. Woojin is lying down watching mukbang, "So I'll taste it." "Everyone, it's really delicious," he hisses, "it must be delicious." He scrolls through more videos. Suddenly he is attracted by a video. High school students mukbang, 10 servings of malatang, 19 views and posted 1 hour ago. Below there is also a video of a man who loves meat, cooking beef in a special way. The final dish to decide a champion. He chooses to click on the malatang mukbang. The high school girl smiles brightly. "Hello everyone. Today let's eat malatang together. Because I just ate, I'll eat only moderate malatang. Okay, 10 servings of malatang. I'll eat glass noodles first." Woojin is watching very attentively. The girl is eating deliciously. She says, "I ordered the spiciest flavor and it's really spicy. But it's still delicious. Now I'll try corn noodles." She exclaims, "Hot. The noodles are no joke. This time I'll wrap it with cabbage." Woojin seems to have realized something. He goes to her channel to watch other videos. He scrolls through each one. Then clicks on another video. "Hello everyone, today we will do a mukbang about noodles. First let's boil the water." Woojin fast forwards a bit later. He watches like he's researching something. She tucks her hair. "Before eating malatang, I'll prepare first. I'll let my hair down." "Okay, let's eat." Woojin is focusing on watching. He watches another video. She smiles at the screen. "Let's eat together." Woojin has drawn a conclusion. A person like me, At this time the phone is still playing, the meat is melting in my mouth, everyone. If I watch actions like this, is that being a normal person? Dad once asked him, Wu Jin, what kind of person do you want to be in the future? Mom said, honey, why are you asking him such a thing so soon? Wu Jin, it's okay if you don't want to do anything, just be healthy. He suddenly said, I want to be a normal person, a normal office worker. Mom and Dad said, an office worker sounds good too. Our Wu Jin can do anything he wants. On the main road at this time, Wu Jin walks and thinks, a normal person. Doing normal things. He goes to the police station. Reporting is a normal action. Inside the violent crime office of Team 1, you did it, didn't you? I told you it wasn't me. Detective Taehyun says, the surveillance camera recorded everything. Look here, you still say it's not you. He stubbornly refuses, it's not me. I don't wear a hat like that. The detective doesn't believe him. There's also a witness here. The suspect is angry. Who saw me? How could anyone see me when I wasn't even there? Right at this time Wu Jin arrives. Hello, detective. Taehyun looks at the person in front of him in surprise. Wu Jin greets him. Hello, Detective Kim Taehyun. The detective is stunned. You're Wu Jin. Is it really Wu Jin? You've become really handsome. I can hardly recognize you now. Are you doing well? When they took Wu Jin out of the warehouse, he didn't even look human. Taehyun helps him into the car, not forgetting to remind him, watch your head. Wu Jin is still a little scared. He reassures him, it's okay now, you can relax. After saying that, he fastens his seatbelt. I will take responsibility, and make sure you get home safely. Back to the present, Taehyun says, you look really healthy, you can even talk normally now. Wu Jin thanks him. Yes, thanks to you I'm still healthy, detective. He calls his subordinate, Jikyol, take this person to the detention cell. The suspect refuses, it's really not me, I already said. The detective sighs. Wu Jin asks him, is that the standard procedure for criminals just now? Taehyun doesn't understand what he's saying. Wu Jin adds, when criminals are caught, they always deny it. The detective laughs, that's right, when they're caught, they all say they didn't do it, that's how they say it, like there's a template to follow. Why did you come here, did you miss me? Wu Jin takes something out of his pocket. I have something I want to show you, he asks. Show me, what is it? Do you want to go for a drink? Let's talk outside. He opens the high school girl's video. No need, please take a look at this. Taehyun is surprised. Mukbang, why is it this? Who is this? Wu Jin, did you open a YouTube channel? The video of eating malatang is playing. Wu Jin says, no, there's someone who has the same situation as me before. First, their eyes glance up and to the right. This shows that they are lying. At the same time their fingers go to their mouth. This action indicates anxiety or tension. The action of putting a hand to the mouth when lying is mainly an unconscious reaction of wanting to withdraw the lie. They bite their lips as if chewing. This often happens when feeling anxious or tense. Feeling tense in front of such a delicious dish is quite strange. Of course they may think that the food might not be delicious. But again, their eyes glance to the right. They say it's delicious but their eyes are lying, their words and actions don't match. While eating, their shoulders are hunched. People usually don't relax when facing a difficult situation or being attacked. The limbic system activates to shrink as much as possible to be able to hide. Like self-defense. This time their eyes look up to the left, not lying or imagining but remembering, but they still unconsciously cover their mouth with their hand, meaning there's something they can't talk about. Whether voluntarily or involuntarily. While boiling water, they play with their necklace. This is an unconscious action to reduce stress or stabilize their psychology. Taehyun doesn't understand. What are you talking about? Wu Jin concludes they are asking for help. He zooms in on the video. The girl is signaling S. The next hair tie is O. And finally S. Small expressions and unconscious actions, if we combine all these things together, it's so perfect that it can't be a coincidence. So they are being imprisoned, like me before. Her expressions clearly show it. But you have to pay close attention to understand. She tried to signal in the video. The way she expressed her anxiety. Or how she performed unconscious actions. That's enough to prove. She is asking for help through her video. Taehyun is not very convinced, but saying they are being imprisoned is a bit. Wu Jin replies, first is a hair that's hard to see, next is the hair tie, and finally the noodles. They are gradually getting more courageous. The detective says, Wu Jin, what are you saying? He replies, the victim may be in their early 20s or early 20s. This YouTuber probably doesn't have a family, or if they do, they may have grown up in a poor environment. The perpetrators are not just one, but many. They may be from their teens to their early 20s. The victim doesn't seem to have finished high school. Taehyun can't believe what Woo Jin is saying. Woo Jin, I really don't understand what you're saying. This person is being imprisoned. Do you know them? He replies, no, I don't know them. I was imprisoned for a long time. So I understand the behavior of those who are like me. They are imprisoned and starved in a corner. Woo Jin asks, Detective, do you think coincidence will become reality if it repeats too many times? Taehyun still can't imagine what he's trying to do. He looks at him and says, your mom bought you that outfit, right? The clothes I'm wearing were also bought by my mom. The detective is surprised. What? How do you know? Woo Jin replies, that's a coincidence with what I just said. The perpetrator is likely to play the violin, as a hobby, not a professional but quite serious. He says and looks towards that door. Taehyun looks in disbelief. That bastard plays a musical instrument as a hobby. Woo Jin confirms, yes, if I'm right, that would be the second coincidence. The detective laughs, so Woo Jin, do you want to become a criminal profiler or something? He shakes his head. No, I want to be a normal office worker and I'm coming to report. So I'm trying to persuade you by explaining it, detective. The suspect has just been taken to the detention cell. Can you ask what his hobby is? If I'm wrong, you can punish me for obstructing an officer in the performance of their duties. Taehyun is speechless. He is flustered, obstructing an officer in the performance of their duties. No, we know each other, so I can ask. He says to Woo Jin, wait a minute. Then he really leaves. On the other side of the door. Taehyun laughs at himself. What am I doing? That kid can talk normally now. He said he understands because he was also imprisoned. Then he looks at his clothes again. When Woo Jin said your mom bought it for you, Taehyun asks himself, how did he know? Finally he reaches the suspect's room. Hey you, the guy frowns, yes, what again? Taehyun asks, do you play the violin? The question stuns him, yes, that's my hobby. The detective's face changes immediately after hearing the answer. The suspect says quickly, you investigated to that extent, you haven't searched my house yet, have you? Taehyun is now in contemplation, this kid Shin Woo Jin, what abilities does he have? The suspect is still trying to explain, Detective, I'm really innocent, I swear. The detective took out a picture he investigated earlier. Look here, why are you still denying? He doesn't admit it, it's not me. This guy keeps insisting, there's also a witness, the suspect is stunned. Who saw me? Woo Jin has been secretly observing. He has been watching since he was being interrogated. Harry, helmet, turtleneck, violin, hair, mask, shaving, motorbike helmet. Fishing, rope marks, honeysuckle, electrician, artist, violin, guitar, tailor. Putting those things together, he really has a hobby of playing the violin. Taehyun returns to his office. He doesn't see anyone, he asks, where's the kid who was here? The colleague replies, I don't know. Suddenly he notices a sticky note on the table. Taehyun immediately picks it up to read. The content inside says, two things coincide with what I said. Let's try to find the third. The high school girl doing mukbang is very desperate. My phone number is 010. The detective is stunned twice. Then he calls a colleague, hey Jikyol, find the high school girl's YouTube mukbang. The guy listens in surprise, what? On the road, vehicles are passing by busily. Woo Jin is standing waiting for the bus to come. At this time the bus has arrived to pick him up. Mom once taught him, okay Woo Jin, prepare your card. He obediently listens. Woo Jin gets on the bus, this is the second time. He gives his card, saying I'm a student. Then he successfully finds a seat. Woo Jin looks out the window. In his eyes appears the image of two beer glasses clinking together. Woo Jin is eating with two men. One person asks him, Woo Jin wants to be an office worker. He replies, yes, a normal office worker, like at Uncle's company. The other man says, but that's not a normal company. Uncle laughs. I heard that Woo Jin is very good at studying, solving questions in an instant. Then for Woo Jin such a company is normal. Woo Jin asks, am I allowed to go visit? Uncle agrees, of course, no problem. My nephew wants to go visit. When do you want to come? Back to the present, Woo Jin thinks to himself, the day I promised Uncle is today. 4 more stops. He calculates, about 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, a total of 32 minutes. He'll probably reach the company soon. Woo Jin calls Uncle, I've arrived. He replies, arrived, I'll come down right away. Woo Jin replies yes and waits. He looks at the high-rise building, so this is Shinhwa General Trading Company, so tall, as expected from a large corporation. He looks at the people passing by. Wu Jin starts assessing. Their conversations are captured by him. All done, head of department, anyway, they say, laughing with each other. Wu Jin thinks to himself, normal, my dream is to live a normal life. At this time his uncle arrives. Our Wu Jin has arrived. You found your way, why didn't you wait inside the hall but waited outside? He bows politely. Hello, thank you for letting me visit. Uncle says, it's nothing, taking our Wu Jin to visit is no big deal. He leads him inside. Let's go inside. He obediently replies yes. It's extremely spacious inside. Uncle asks him, impressed. He replies yes. Uncle introduces, there's a cafeteria in the basement. Let's go see it later. This building is the main headquarters of Shinhwa General Trading Company. We also have some other branches across the country. That's roughly it. Wu Jin suddenly says, Gwangju, Pyeongtaek, Daejeon, Busan. Uncle is stunned. Did you research before coming here? Wu Jin doesn't deny it. He says, I thought I had to know a lot to live normally. So I think living normally is difficult. Uncle laughs. Smart. Let's go up. He uses his card to open the elevator. There are up to 5 elevators here. Suddenly someone asks in surprise, are you the manager's son? Uncle looks at the girl in surprise. Hiram, not his son, his nephew. I have something to hand over. She smiles. I understand. Wu Jin glances at her. Then he asks, are you in high school? She looks at him suspiciously. What? Can't you tell from the uniform? This is a high school uniform. At this time the elevator has opened. Wu Jin's uncle speaks. The elevator is here. He pushes Wu Jin in. Hiram, see you later. Are we going to the cafeteria? Have a good lunch. After uncle greets her, the door is closing. After the door closes completely, uncle sighs in relief. The elevator moves to the 7th floor. He says to Wu Jin, let's go in. Wu Jin looks excitedly. So this is the office. For uncle it's the opposite. It's not that great. Oh, right, for Wu Jin. Most of the employees here use foreign languages. Conversations keep happening. What's the weather like here? You have to cancel before ordering. I'm very sorry. What do you expect me to do if you send the email now? Wu Jin observes intently until uncle calls him. Uncle brings him to a seat. How is it? Does it feel like an office worker sitting here? He replies, no. I'll work hard until I become an office worker. At this time an employee comes to whisper to uncle, manager, they called to cancel the Arab contract. Uncle is surprised. What? I told you to prepare the meeting beforehand. Tell everyone to gather in the conference room. The employee hurries away. Uncle comes to tell Wu Jin, sorry Wu Jin, I was going to eat with you at the cafeteria. But I suddenly have urgent work, he replies. It's okay, I saw a lot, thank you uncle. He enters the elevator and goes down to the 1st floor. When he steps out he happens to meet Hiram. Hiram also sees him. She speaks, I met you again. But he doesn't answer. He is secretly observing her. 11 in the morning, high school students aren't here at this time, not threatened when communicating with adults. The tone and expression are comfortable. Hiram gets closer. She asks him, did you get what the manager gave you? Seeing Wu Jin not answering, she is annoyed. Can't you hear? Someone is asking you. He continues to assess, walking confidently and controlling the space as if this is their territory by blocking my way. Based on her actions, she may be related to a high-level leader in the company, and also a person with a very high position. If she really is related to a leader, knowing more wouldn't hurt. At this time Wu Jin says, I got it, see you later. He leaves in Hiram's surprise. She calls out dissatisfiedly, hey. After he turns his head, she asks, isn't it school time now? Are you skipping school? He says frankly, I don't go to school. This answer stuns Hiram. What? Wu Jin repeats, I said I don't go to school, I'm leaving. Hiram calls him again, hey, wait, why do you keep ignoring people? He says coldly, I hate spending time on things that don't benefit me. Like now, I don't think I'll get anything from talking to you. I want you to stop talking to me. By denying and devaluing everyone's existence like this, they will try to prove their worth, so tell me now, who do you think you are? Hiram shows her attitude. If I'm the daughter of the company's director, what then? Wu Jin thinks, as expected. At times like this, I'll make an expression. I'll slightly widen my eyes and mouth. He acts surprised. Really? She seems arrogant. That's right. Has your view of me changed? He still stands silently looking. Hiram starts assessing him from top to bottom. From his clothes to his figure. Because he revealed his identity, he is now blatantly scanning me. like a superior looking at a subordinate. Not knowing how rude he is, he quickly regains his excited emotions. Hiram repeats the question, "You don't go to school?" Wu Jin still says no. She laughs, "Perfect, I'm bored, do you want to hang out with me?" Looking at her face, Wu Jin assesses again. Her pupils are dilated. Looking up to the right, the corners of her eyes are slightly drooping, the corners of her mouth are raised into a sarcastic smile. Greedy, she sees me as a toy. But on the contrary, I can use that greed to manipulate her like a puppet. Hiram says, "I haven't eaten anything. Do you want to buy something?" Wu Jin thinks, "I have no other choice. If he grows up later, he is likely to become an antisocial personality disorder or narcissist." She turns away. "I know a good place, let's go." He follows behind. "Where are we going?" she replies. "You'll know when we get there," he thinks. She doesn't even specify the location. This kind of person always expects the world to revolve around them. At a restaurant, Hiram asks him, "You don't go to school because you want to become an idol, or is it for another reason?" He replies, "Another reason," she asks. "So what do you want to do?" Wu Jin says, "Study. I'm preparing to take the high school diploma. What about you? Why aren't you at school now?" Hiram says that, "I asked to leave early, it's that time of the month." He assesses her expression. Eye movement up to the left, likely lying, stroking her hair. Unconscious action to reduce stress. People are usually unconsciously stressed when lying. He repeats, "It's that time of the month." She replies, "Yes, it's that time." Wu Jin says without hesitation, "I understand." She's referring to the phenomenon of the endometrium reacting to hormones and shedding. She looks at him in horror. "What are you talking about?" At this time the waiter arrives. "What would you like to order?" Hiram suppresses her anger to answer, "We'll have the S portion." The waiter notes, "Yes, I understand." Wu Jin thinks, as expected, she doesn't even give me a choice. She has a strong desire to control others. She continues to say to the waiter, "And for dessert." Later Hiram remembers, "What's your name?" He replies, "Wu Jin, Shin Wu Jin." She says and looks at her phone, "Not a bad name, I'm Lee Hiram." The tables next to them are full of conversations. But the two-person table is silent. Hiram is dissatisfied. "Are you always so quiet?" He admits it himself. The waiter brings up the food. "Here is your appetizer soup." Hiram is annoyed so she doesn't pay attention. She swings her hand. "So boring." At this time she is shocked to realize she bumped into the waiter. The waitress apologizes hastily. "I'm sorry, did I scare you?" Hiram's complexion is very bad. "It's okay." The waitress repeats the apology again. After the waiter leaves, Wu Jin says, "You're sensitive." "It's nothing." Hiram ties her hair up. She says, "I told you, it's that time of the month." He suspects again. It's that time of the month. There's a high possibility she's lying. Suddenly her hair tie falls to the ground. She immediately bends down to pick it up. Suddenly she is surprised to see Wu Jin blocking his hand at the sharp corner of the table. She asks, "What are you doing?" He replies, "Protecting your head from getting hurt." Hearing that, her cheeks turn red. Wu Jin says again, "You must have had something bad happen." Hiram denies it. "No, you think you understand me," he says. "It's just that you seem a little tired." She is annoyed. "Worry about yourself first, your face is pale. Why don't you try the food before it gets cold?" He only replies, "Okay then." Wu Jin tries a spoonful of soup. After eating it, his face freezes. Hiram guesses his thoughts. "How is it? Delicious, right? The soup here is as good as Restaurant K in Busan, but the other dishes aren't as good." Wu Jin thinks, "I'm trapped, like a fish on a hook." "Now let's trace back," he asks. "Restaurant K, who did you go with?" She excitedly tells, "With friends." "Do you know Kim Yena?" Of course he doesn't know. She is surprised. "You don't know actress Kim Yena?" Wu Jin asks. "Actress, never heard of her." She asks him, "Do you live under a well?" "She's very famous." Wu Jin is focusing on thinking. "Now let's recall. Ask some questions to recall the past and evoke positive emotions. You must like watching the sea." Hearing that, Hiram is very interested. "That's right, the fireworks on Gwangan Bridge. Like a picture, very beautiful." Wu Jin feels that Hiram's body and brain must be full of dopamine, norepinephrine and other hormones when recalling the past. She is still telling, "At that time I felt like I was in a movie." The human brain cannot distinguish between reality and imagination. Just like thinking of lemon, the mouth will automatically salivate. Right now, she is in that state. Even though she is sitting here, she is talking excitedly as if she is watching fireworks on a yacht. Just by leading her through the joys of the past and listening, I have become a source of happiness for her. At that time Hiram also spoke very happily. At this time, she is still excitedly telling, I swear, it's so funny. Wu Jin asks, really, what does it look like? At this time the waiter brings up the main dish. Wu Jin hurriedly bites the meat. Finally there's meat. Hiram is speechless. Why don't you cut it? She asks him, have you ever traveled anywhere? He replies, no. The last dish, mango sorbet, is brought up. Hiram tells him, you should go. Last year I went to an island called Holbox. He mutters, in Quintana Roo, Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico. She replies, that's right. At night the sky is full of dense stars like the aurora. The waves sparkle when they hit the shore. Suddenly she stops. Wu Jin suddenly stands up. I have to go, have to study. Hiram is surprised. Study, so suddenly. Don't tell me you're going to clean the toilet, or something. He leaves with the words, I told you, take the high school diploma. Bye. She is stunned. Hey, wait, hold on. You can't leave like that. At least give me your phone number. She blushes. Because you've never been to Holbox Island, I can help you when you travel. I know about hotels, and I also know the best restaurants. Don't waste time in bad places. Wu Jin looks at her silently. He is addicted to the feeling of excitement created by hormones, and I am the one who can bring that feeling. He may have attachment issues and have unstable family relationships. If I exploit these points, maybe I can turn everything he's ever seen and known into mine. He takes out his phone. Here. Her hand trembles slightly. She looks at his phone and wonders, you don't even have a password. Wu Jin takes back the phone. Thank you for the meal. Then he walks out. Hiram watches him. She lets her hair down. She follows Wu Jin again. Come on. Where do you live? Seeing no response, she calls out, hey. Wu Jin is paying attention to the alley on the other side. Something is going on. Hiram comes to his side without understanding. What's wrong with you? He raises his hand to cover her eyes. Don't look. Someone was stabbed. As expected, the person was stabbed and bloody. Hiram is shocked. What are you saying? Stabbed. The perpetrator has also glanced at them. He throws the man and runs away quickly. But Wu Jin's eyes have clearly recorded his image. He runs frantically, going deep into the alley. Wu Jin immediately chases after him, living a normal life. The stabbed person is still gritting his teeth in pain. He immediately covers the wound. Then calls the phone. Just wait a little longer. Someone was stabbed. Please send the police too. The location is in front of 00 restaurant. Wu Jin feels his pulse at his wrist. Heart rate increases rapidly. The cerebellum's action to increase heart rate due to blood loss. He suddenly asks, Sir, what's your blood type? The person says blood type B, severe bleeding. Wu Jin says into the phone, it's a stab wound to the abdomen. A lot of blood is flowing into the abdominal cavity. We need an emergency blood transfusion. The blood type is. The person on the other end asks, sorry, can you repeat that? He says he was stabbed and is losing a lot of blood. We need a blood transfusion right away during transport. His blood type is blood type B. The other side asks where he was stabbed. Wu Jin replies, in the abdomen. The person instructs, okay, lay him on his back, and use your hands or cloth to press the wound tightly. Wu Jin is already doing that. He starts to get anxious. Please prepare blood type B and the ambulance immediately. The phrase living a normal life flashes in his mind again. At this time he realizes Hiram is here. Her face is extremely frightened. His hands are covered in blood and holding the phone. Living a normal life is really difficult. At this time the sound of sirens is ringing. The ambulances have gathered to take the patient up. Wu Jin wipes the blood stains remaining on his hands. The security guard comes out to ask, student, I need to ask you a few questions. The person you said you saw, so he describes in detail. The suspect has short hair and a gray hat. Wearing a black collared t-shirt, blue jeans, weighing about 80 kilos. Height around 1 meter 80, the security guard signals to stop. Wait a moment, student. He didn't expect him to remember so much. Can you say it again from the beginning? Hiram stands from a distance watching them talk. Can you take my phone number too? Then I will contact you soon. Hiram thinks maybe this is the first time he's seen this. A scary man holding a sword. That expression is still appearing in her head. But his condition is a good environment for me, a situation I'm experiencing for the first time. Hiram remembers when she was little. From crawling to learning to walk. All were supported by her parents. You did well, my daughter. When shocked they will probably sit or fall down, not knowing what to do. But her parents encouraged her. You fell. Our beautiful daughter knows how to stand. I can immediately comfort Hiram like his parents. At this time no one can replace me. Wu Jin asks with concern, "Are you surprised? It's okay now, this will make him remember and think about me." He puts his hand on Hiram's shoulder. "Luckily the victim doesn't seem to be seriously injured, you don't need to worry. The perpetrator didn't even see our faces and will definitely be caught." Wu Jin is trying his best to reassure Hiram. There are many security cameras around, you know that. Dark night at Hiram's house. There's no one in the living room. Inside the bathroom, Hiram is taking a bath. The cool water is flowing down. Hiram is taking a really clean bath. She is still haunted by what happened this morning. The moment when Wu Jin was holding the blood. Luckily the victim doesn't seem to be seriously injured, don't worry. At this time Hiram smiles slightly. The cool water is washing away. Because she has finished bathing, she goes out. She is only wearing a simple t-shirt. Her steps to the wardrobe are graceful and gentle. Hiram sits in front of the mirror to dry her hair. She looks at the phone on the table. I just remembered that I didn't even have time to ask. At Wu Jin's apartment. His room is lit up. The phone is playing a sound. Put a little MSG here. Is MSG really a magical seasoning? Wu Jin looks at them preparing the dish. It's so delicious, everyone. The person seems very interested. It's melting in my mouth. Wu Jin yearns and thinks, I will definitely think of this one day. Suddenly there's a message from Hiram. Did you get home safely? Wu Jin silently reads the message. Then replies and happily presses the send button. Then continues watching the video. Everyone can see this vein. There's another message sent. It's only 10 o'clock and you're already asleep. Lining up to eat dumplings has to wait at least an hour. He chooses that video to watch. Hello members of the Food Discovery Group. Today's discovery target is South Korea. Morning, the sky is clear. Wu Jin's family is eating happily. His mother is very happy to see her son complimenting that it's delicious. Bomi before going to school doesn't forget to say hello, I'll be back later. The homework files are on the table. Wu Jin is trying to do it quickly. The homework is immediately completed. Wu Jin keeps looking at the phone and thinking. Setting the phone as the standard is the rule, a thing to apply to a normal life. Hiram sends a greeting message again. Wu Jin is still focusing on his homework, ignoring the message is also normal. He looks out at the bird perched on the branch. It stands there enjoying its life. Wu Jin can feel it, it has a peaceful life. Because living normally is not easy, you have to try harder. Suddenly there's a call from a phone number. The person on the other end of the line greets. I am Team Leader Mi Young from the capital. I'm calling to discuss the business fund and emergency loan. Wu Jin stands up wondering, did I just win something? He tries to keep a serious face. I need about 10 billion won, is that possible? Wu Jin can't calm down anymore before this amount of money. He immediately hangs up the phone. Luckily I know how to handle these cases. Someone calls again. The other end of the line greets again. I'm Police Officer Sang Chul. Wu Jin didn't expect to win so much, but the person on the other end reads his name. You're the one who reported the stabbing, right? You must be shocked, are you okay? We need you to come here to take a witness statement because the perpetrator has been caught. Wu Jin walks out of his room. He is ready to go there. He opens the door to look at the house one last time. Wu Jin seems to be hesitant. He decides to open it. Looking at the house that he's been attached to. I'll be back, that determined look. It won't be as late as last time, I'll come home on time every day, no more late. When he comes back the whole family welcomes him warmly. Welcome home, son. Today the sky is gloomy. Dark clouds have gathered, a heavy rain occurs. The hallway of the police station is silent. A man is being interrogated. As I said, I couldn't see his face clearly because of the hat, just focus on the overall feeling, initial impression. Everyone outside is observing the expression. Does it look like the person from that day? What is he saying? So the police let Wu Jin hear the voice. He denies it. Why would I do that? He turns to blame. You police only know how to oppress innocent people. I said it's not me. Wu Jin observes that expression carefully. He is really suspicious. His face is lying neatly in his eyes. Wu Jin imagines the scene of the two people facing each other. Why would I hurt someone who we don't even know? Why would I have to do things like that? The blood on my hand, I said I got hurt while cooking. Look at my hands, they're full of cuts everywhere. Is it a crime to be bad at cooking? The police are looking at Wu Jin's attitude. He asks, after hearing it, what do you think? Wu Jin can affirm one thing, he is lying. Why would the police arrest an innocent person? I said it's not me. He is still trying to justify. Oh, you think it's him? He continues to justify. I was just walking in the street. The action of constantly scratching his nose. When lying, catecholamine will secretly increase blood pressure around the eyes and nose, causing itching. Biting the lips and constantly touching the hands are subconscious behaviors of withdrawing what you want to say. When in danger, people perform 3 behaviors: stay still, run away, or fight. He chooses to stay still by crossing his legs. Even if he is not the perpetrator, he may also choose to stay still due to psychological pressure. But if we calculate his behavior in terms of mathematics and practical possibilities, then his nonverbal clues show that he is staying still because he has been threatened, fearing that his identity will be revealed. Wu Jin asks more, what is this person's educational background? What does that matter? I heard he has a master's degree. The higher a person's education, the more they care about logical evidence. If he is the perpetrator, he will prioritize DNA evidence or witnesses. Wu Jin turns to ask, did you mention that there was a witness? This the police didn't know, you only saw it from a distance, right? According to my observation, I think he will confess if you say there is a witness. I believe this person is the perpetrator, so can I go? The police also agree, so you think he is the perpetrator, right? Before leaving, the police asks, so do you want me to take you home? But Wu Jin really doesn't think it's necessary. The police continue to look at the expression. What evidence is there? Did anyone see my face? There are no witnesses. The police open the investigation room door. As soon as he enters, he immediately says, Mr. Young Bei, we have a witness who saw your face at the scene. This makes him panic. A witness. Do you want to admit it now? He seems to be confused, finally admits, it was an outburst, I didn't intentionally kill anyone. The police car is going on the road. Outside, the rain has gradually stopped. Wu Jin stands there looking at the scenery outside. He looks towards the police station. I wonder what that noodle dish will taste like at the police station. Will it be delicious or super satisfying? I will definitely try it one day. Wu Jin is very hungry. He walks back to his home. On the phone are Hiram's text messages. When she hears the news that the perpetrator has been caught, she seems a little surprised. The friends around are asking her, Hiram, where did you get your hair done? It's so beautiful. Did you change your earrings? What color is your lipstick? Hiram only replies with one sentence, really? She is a little angry. Why are you contacting me now? The words got home safely appear. Hiram freezes for a few seconds. She doesn't believe the truth. She shakes her head, not understanding what's happening. Normally everyone reads the message and ignores it, so how did he know? I'm preparing to participate in the challenge. If you come, it may help me increase my chances of success. At a lunch restaurant, what did you say? The food is served hot. Normally everyone reads the message and ignores it. It's unbelievable. Hiram sits there watching Wu Jin participate in the eating challenge. You have to eat everything within 20 minutes. If you don't eat it all or throw up, you will fail. Hiram uncomfortably warns him that he has to pay. There's no limit on top, it keeps increasing. What we need to watch out for is the hormone leptin. When eating, fat cells will secrete leptin, which signals fullness and filling to the brain. So we have to complete it before all the leptin signals send the signal that it's full to the brain. The owner holds the stopwatch in his hand. Let me know when you're ready. Wu Jin shouts ready and eats quickly. The chopsticks are picking non-stop. The noodles are pulled up high. Wu Jin eats as fast as the wind, blowing Hiram's hair. Both the owner and her are very surprised. He shoves the whole piece of meat into his mouth. Wu Jin chews relentlessly non-stop. He picks up the bowl of water in his hand. He throws it up hard, the water goes straight up. Then goes all into Wu Jin's mouth. Immediately the bowl is clean without a trace. The owner is bewildered and still hasn't come back to his senses. Wu Jin lies back in the chair full and content. I succeeded. I have to have Bomi praise me. Hiram looks at the bowl confused. You're going to be a YouTuber. This is crazy. How can you eat all that? Wu Jin says it's not normal at all. Hiram still can't believe it. So eating all that is normal. When they come out, the owner is still happy. Please come again. Wu Jin also gives the restaurant a compliment. This restaurant is great. Thank you for the meal. Hiram looks at her friend unbelievably. Is there really room for latte? When going with a girl, the rule after eating is to have dessert. She wants to ask Wu Jin a question. You know you're really weird, right? But it's strangely interesting. He shakes his head, feeling like it's normal. Come here quickly. Wu Jin drinks water, feeling very interested. So delicious. Hiram looks at that look and advises him, you should use YouTube. Wu Jin is still immersed in that drink. The way you talk is clearly. Downstairs, the bodyguard opens the car door. Hiram suggests, "Get in, I'll give you a ride," but Wu Jin refuses. "I can walk, it's okay." She doesn't want to force it anymore. "Okay then, see you later." Wu Jin stands watching her get into the car. Hiram looks closely at that person, feeling very unusual. She rests her chin, pondering. 10 unique. Darkness at Wu Jin's house. He is in his room watching a video. "Now we will cook at medium heat for 5 minutes. Looks delicious." The phone rings again, the calling sound. Wu Jin thinks he just won something. The other end of the line greets. "Is this Wu Jin's number?" He nods in agreement. "Whose number is this?" It turns out to be Detective Taehyun. He gets straight to the point. "Is it convenient to talk now? Do you remember the YouTube channel you told me about, that high school channel?" Wu Jin recalls those scenes. 10 portions of high school Malatang, not just one enemy but many. The victim and the enemies met at a runaway family, and the victim's family didn't look for them because the victim ran away too often. The victim who turned over 20 after running away often. Even if they appear on YouTube while being imprisoned, no one will suspect or say anything. The runaway family probably thought of that before committing the crime. "You saved a life, how did you know that?" Wu Jin seriously asks. "Has that victim returned home?" Detective Taehyun sits on the chair leisurely. "Of course they have returned home safely. Thanks to you, Wu Jin, we were able to solve the case. I want to treat you to a meal to thank you. When are you free?" An opportunity has been created according to plan. Wu Jin immediately suggests, "Can we eat meat instead of a regular meal?" The detective agrees immediately. "Sure, what do you want to eat? Anything is fine." They decide very quickly. "Okay then, give me grade 9 two-horned hanwoo." It's grade 9 hanwoo, the ultimate dish. Detective Taehyun is a little confused. "Two-horned? I've never heard of number 9. You did a good thing, so hanwoo it is." Wu Jin wants to ask quickly, "When can I meet you?" The other end replies, "Is this Saturday okay?" He also agrees, "Okay, I'll clear my schedule." The day they scheduled to go out to eat has arrived. Wu Jin has a yearning look. "Finally, the day I get to eat grade 9 two-horned hanwoo has arrived. I wonder what it tastes like." A passerby is curious. "Sorry, can I ask you something? It's just that your face seems to radiate a lot of good luck." They affirm it, "So we can't just pass by." Wu Jin's eyes light up when praised. "Do you mean luck or good fortune? We're students and your energy is very radiant. We want to share a few words with you." There are many forms of academic research and learning is lifelong. He speaks up to ask, "What are you studying?" "We mainly study the principles of limited luck, or the principles of all things." Wu Jin looks at them with admiration. "Can you define it as a form of science like physics?" "Not that. Do you know the saying, mountain is mountain, water is water? Usually people don't perceive things according to their nature but attach meaning to them." Wu Jin unconsciously reads the theory. Mountain is a place used to call the location where trees gather in high areas. Water is defined chemically, a combination of H. Number 1 on the chemical table and O, number 8. "What? Is there anything wrong with my knowledge?" They are very surprised. "As expected, your energy is radiant, so your enlightenment must be extraordinary. You must often be praised for being handsome. Currently your ancestors are sitting on your shoulders and you two look very similar, both tall and handsome. Your ancestors have probably always been watching, but you know what?" Wu Jin tries to look around. "You're not very reverent, right? Your ancestors' expression is a little." He looks at them in surprise. "Can you see ghosts?" They are a little stunned by the question. "We don't call them ghosts but ancestral spirits." Wu Jin is a little surprised. "Ancestral spirits? How can you perceive such non-organic entities? Normally the organs of the eyes such as the macula and blind spot also process information and the brain identifies it through the optic nerve, right? Something about the cornea. Something about the iris, pupil or lens. Are other organs special compared to everyone? Evolution or mutation?" These questions make them a little scared. "Or do you see the energy band?" The person whispers. "Following this person will be a loss for us." That person replies hesitantly, "Maybe we'll schedule it next time, we have urgent business. We have to leave immediately." That gesture looks very scary. Wu Jin pretends to explain, "I'm not a scary person. They have shown their attitude on their faces. It's not that you're scary. But there's urgent business, so we'll schedule it next time." Wu Jin even tries to persuade, "Actually, I'm very curious, so please stay here and talk more about the ancestral spirits." But they have run away. They run without looking back. Someone behind is recording that scene. He even laughs happily, "So funny it's done recording." That person appears to greet, Hello, I'm Kirit, I'm active on YouTube. Too many people are being scammed, so to prevent I have recorded as evidence. But I have never seen anyone react like this. Wu Jin feels so bored, can I use this for a YouTube video? But he doesn't agree, that's not too creative, that person wants to make a deal again, I will blur your face. But still doesn't get approval, please delete the video. He still tries to persuade, but for the benefit of the community, videos like this should be widely shared. Wu Jin ignores and turns away. I will also change your voice, to make sure no one recognizes you. He still firmly decides please delete it, but he offers a price. It's not very promising. Wu Jin turns around and gives his account. He is confused. Why are you so quick to change your attitude? The money has been sent to the account. Wu Jin has arrived at the restaurant. Detective Taehyun holds the menu in his hand. What did you say you wanted to eat? Still that two-horn number 9 dish. But it's too expensive. Wu Jin knows that, so he says something else is fine, it's okay. Detective Taehyun still maintains a friendly attitude. I said I would treat you. He orders 3 portions, but his hand is shaking. Anyway, thank you, Wu Jin. If it had been a little later it would have been dangerous. When we arrived at the scene it was all messed up. She was about to tear the cover and jump down there. I was so scared. Wu Jin feels so relieved, so that's good. I was so confused that I forgot to ask, how are you, is life okay? He calmly replies, I'm trying to live a normal life. She was asking for help, she was imprisoned like I used to be, those clothes were bought by her mom. He plays the violin as a hobby. Detective Taehyun also understands, maybe he is researching crime due to psychological trauma from that event. The food has been brought out looking very attractive. Both look at it unable to help but be hungry. Wu Jin hasn't eaten yet but saliva has already fallen on the table. The staff happily says, please try it with salt first. Wu Jin picks up the piece of meat looking forward to it. He is surprised because it's too delicious. Detective Taehyun looks at the attitude feeling a little strange. What's wrong, did you bite your tongue? The detective also feels the delicious taste. The delicious taste makes everyone stunned. The detective immediately praises, it just melted, this is worth the money, the meat juice is really quality. The two are enjoying a delicious meal, wake up or I'll eat it all, he is really eating well. Wu Jin takes a bowl to catch the piece of meat, thank you ma'am, she also laughs, you're really eating well. To the point that the detective is fascinated, this dish is really delicious. Taehyun holds the menu in his hand and asks now, should we order another dish? The detective really understands Wu Jin's intentions, if the meat is not enough we can order more. It's afternoon now. Switch to the morning, the sky is clear and cool again. Bomi is sitting neatly at the desk studying. The two mothers bring watermelon to eat together. The two siblings are pointing at each other studying together. Wu Jin and Hiram go to school. Go to the cafe to study in groups. Then go to the library to study together. Wu Jin always walks from home to school. Sitting in class attentively listening to the lecture. The leaves outside have turned yellow. The tree is in the season of falling leaves and changing leaves. Then it's snowing now, good luck seniors, everyone please do well, please focus. Wu Jin looks up at the sky. He is entering an important exam. Wu Jin slowly walks towards the classroom. At this time there are not many students yet. Now it's almost time to take the exam. Each person is given their own exam paper. Wu Jin passes the exam paper down to his classmate. He looks at the exam question paper and turns his pen to contemplate. It's time to start the exam. The exam has just ended, each student leaves in turn. Wu Jin alone is still restless, grabbing his head and pulling his hair. He can't believe he made an irreparable mistake like that. While the other students are picked up by their parents, and the loving questions make Wu Jin remember his parents even more. Mom only wants Wu Jin to always be healthy. It's okay if you don't study well, just live normally. Being happy is the best. Those comforting words really make Wu Jin feel grateful. Therefore, Wu Jin is even more remorseful and regretful for making an unnecessary mistake. Finally, Wu Jin quietly walks on the familiar road leading to his house. Just pushing the door open. Then as soon as he enters, Bomi's voice immediately rings out, brother. Did you do well on the exam? But Bomi is quite surprised when she looks at Wu Jin's face. What's wrong with your face? She thinks, could it be that the college entrance exam went terribly? But thinking it over, Wu Jin studies very hard, from childhood to adulthood. There's no way he would do badly. Unable to help but worry, Bomi cautiously comes closer and asks, are you okay? Did something bad happen? But then, Wu Jin speaks in a heavy voice. It's probably because you trust me too much, making Bomi surprised, thinking, did he really do badly? Is it because of stress? She immediately smiles to comfort him. Brother, it's okay if you don't do well, there's still a chance next time, no one will blame you. But then suddenly, Wu Jin turns back frowning. Yeah, I'll go take a bath. The words make Bomi stop, feeling awkward, so she doesn't say anything more. Entering the room, Wu Jin throws his jacket on the bed. Right at that moment he receives a message from Hai Rim. Did you do well on the exam? Seeing that, Wu Jin angrily puts his phone down hard on the table. He even mutters, I've done too many workbooks in vain. After that, Wu Jin quickly walks out of the room, with a heavy mood and a gloomy face. This is the first time Bomi has seen him like that. Different from the calm and composed image of Wu Jin usually. He has never been so sad. Not knowing how to comfort him, Bomi can only think of calling her mother. The other end of the line immediately answers, Bomi, is he home? Ask what else he wants to eat besides noodles. Bomi replies in a heavy voice, he doesn't seem to have done well on the exam. His face doesn't look good at all. Wu Jin's father happily asks if he has come home. The mother answers gloomily, he probably didn't do well on the exam, so his mood is down. Hearing that, her father is worried. Give the phone to me to talk. Bomi, did your brother do badly on the exam? He looks too disappointed. Bomi hesitates to reply. He says comforting words, it's just an exam. Tell your brother it's okay, this is normal, and Dad bought delicious food and is preparing to come home soon. Just hanging up the phone, Wu Jin also finishes bathing. Bomi is worried, so she asks again, are you okay? Did you get a lot wrong? Brother, that's normal too, Mom and Dad are preparing your favorite dish. But saying that only makes Wu Jin more uncomfortable. However, he only replies gently, everything is not as expected, it seems to be all correct. Wu Jin feels like that's not right. There should be a few wrong questions, then it can be considered a normal exam. Hearing that, Bomi can't help but be surprised. You said it's all correct. But at the same time, Wu Jin is still tormenting himself, unconsciously doing that, only realizing it after the exam. Bomi really can't believe it. Meaning you got everything right, and Wu Jin nodded in response. Everything is clear, Bomi immediately guesses, so now you're not happy, right, because it's not as normal as your friends. Moreover, Wu Jin also admits that, it's because he did too much homework, his hand just reacted and wrote automatically. Like when eating. People don't pay attention to their jaw chewing. Like breathing without paying attention, I just do the homework automatically. Everything is done unconsciously, sister. My hand unconsciously follows. Bomi hears that, both shocked and scared. Brother. Suddenly, Bomi grabs Wu Jin's hand and shouts loudly, Brother, you can't say those things anywhere, got it? Not surprisingly, Wu Jin also reflects, realizing that he is indeed not normal. Bomi tries to comfort Wu Jin. Brother, it's okay, maybe you got a few questions wrong, but he only wishes, if only that were true. Did you record the answers to try to grade yourself? Let's compare answers. But unfortunately, Wu Jin still remembers all the answers. Bomi immediately panics. Remember all the questions, which answer you chose? It's the test I did, how would I not know? Of course I remember everything, Wu Jin replies in surprise, but for Bomi, that's not obvious. Therefore, Bomi proposes, then let's check it, there will definitely be a few wrong questions, don't worry too much. After that, Bomi also goes online to check. Finally finds it, Bomi starts to check the answers, question 1. And in turn, Wu Jin will answer each question, number 4. Correct, what about question 2? But unable to help but be nervous, Wu Jin immediately says all at once, question 2 choose 3, question 3 choose 1, question 4 choose 2, question 5 choose 4. Bomi at this time is extremely surprised. You really remember everything, all are correct. Continuing, Wu Jin reads the next questions one by one up to question 10, then to question 19, and finally question 20 choose 5. Bomi, are you listening? Is there any question wrong? This is what Wu Jin is most worried about. However, Bomi informs that there is no question wrong at all, so she immediately says, Brother, you can still be wrong in other subjects, so let's just try to check everything. Immediately after, the two continue to check the math section. Wu Jin continues to read the question number corresponding to the answer he chose. Question 1 choose 4, question 2 choose 3, question 3 choose 5, and so on to the end of the questions in the exam. How is it all correct? At that time, Wu Jin can't help but be anxious. He hopes that, just one question is wrong is fine. Suddenly, Bomi turns to look at Wu Jin with a serious expression. Brother. Don't be too disappointed, so it's all correct again. Wu Jin can't help but blame himself. Bomi happily says, brother, but this is something to celebrate, we have to celebrate. For Wu Jin it's not, this is not normal at all, it's really hard to be a normal person. No matter how much Bomi tries to comfort him, Wu Jin is still in a gloomy, indifferent state. At that time, Bomi suddenly thinks, he really thinks according to a logic in another world. I'm starting to get annoyed. Just then, the two siblings' parents have returned. Bomi happily runs out immediately. She immediately boasts, I can't believe it, he got a perfect score on that college entrance exam. But at this time Wu Jin is mentally down. He walks out of the room. Dad immediately calls his name, Wu Jin. Both people are extremely surprised. Wu Jin, really, a perfect score. Who does our son take after all? Now it's clear. Wu Jin's father happily hugs him. It's Dad, you're very similar to Dad, you've worked hard son. Hearing that, Wu Jin's mother can't help but be envious. No. How can that be? It's clearly like Mom. Bomi immediately acts cute. Mom, what about me? Then after that, Wu Jin's father makes calls everywhere to brag about his son. Hey, tell everyone to gather tomorrow, I'll pay for everything. Wu Jin just got a perfect score on the college entrance exam. He is as smart as me, his mind is like mine. Okay, see you tomorrow, called Jae-suk too. Wu Jin's father is still very excited and says, according to Dad's eyes, our son, Wu Jin can become a doctor. Also can be a prosecutor. Or even a lawyer. An appraiser is also good, an accountant or tax specialist is also good. He nods, the more he thinks the more satisfied he is, then suddenly gets scolded by his wife. Honey, why are you putting pressure on him? Then Wu Jin's mother turns to say gently, Wu Jin, just become who you want to be, what university do you want to go to? And Wu Jin's answer is, a normal school. Making everyone stunned, what school? A normal university. Wu Jin's father at this time is a little shocked, so he hesitates to ask again. Our Wu Jin wants to go to a normal university. Bomi is also quite curious, then, what about the major? But Wu Jin still hasn't thought about it. When returning to the room, Wu Jin keeps thinking about the words Dad said, an appraiser is also good, an accountant or tax specialist is also good. So he takes out his phone to research, and see what job is suitable for him. Law is different from lawyers, there is no permanent dismissal system. Tax specialist, profession representing managing and handling tax-related work. An architect, a profession that performs architectural design and supervises construction. Doctor and prosecutor. The jobs that Dad said all have a common model, which is that they are all based on the algorithm of law. Like Lee Young-mi, a prosecutor who passed the law department at S University, and M. J. Jun, a doctor with a medical degree from S University. Shin Dong-min, an accountant who passed Y University with a lot of experience, or even Park Soo-jin, a well-known lawyer at the law department of S University, or Kim Do-won, a tax specialist working in reputable companies. Wu Jin seriously learns about them through different professions. He realizes that they mostly graduated from S University, so can it be said that S University is the most normal? After that, Wu Jin quickly walks out of the room, and announces to his family, I've decided, I will go to that normal S University. Hearing the name S University, Wu Jin's whole family can't help but be stunned. S University is normal, completely not normal. But Wu Jin's father is quite excited. That's right, places like Harvard are not normal at all. That's right, Wu Jin, just go to a normal place. And so time passes. He has graduated and passed the S University entrance exam. In the period from the 25th to the 1st of February. The weather gradually becomes cold and the snow also starts to fall more heavily. On the train that day, Wu Jin sits by the window. Then takes out two familiar things. I've wanted to try this for a long time. Wu Jin eagerly takes the egg and cracks it on his head. Then after that peels the shell. And enjoys it very deliciously. Wu Jin also drinks the soda all at once. It's so great, no wonder everyone likes to take the train, it's really a great combination. Time passes like that. Finally, Wu Jin has arrived at the place. The loudspeaker rings out. Thank you for using today's express train. We wish you a safe journey. After that, Wu Jin continues to go to the bus station. And continues to move. A few more hours. Continuing, Wu Jin walks a few more miles and not far away is a prison camp. After signing his name, He is led by a guard to a room. Before leaving, the guard tells him, "Please wait a moment." Wu Jin carefully steps inside. Behind that dark door, a prisoner laughs maniacally. "This guy, I had to come find you for you to understand what I'm saying. You can't even do that, you idiot." Finally, the guard leads prisoner number 2038 to meet Wu Jin. He glances at him at this time with a blank look. He suddenly frowns uncomfortably. "Why did you come here? To look at my miserable state?" Even so, Wu Jin still waits for him to sit down. The prisoner continues to speak sarcastically. "Oh right, you can't hear so you don't understand, right? But looking at my mouth you still know what I'm saying. You bastard, are you living well? It's you, right? It was you who killed my family, right? It's you, you bastard, right?" When he shouts loudly, the guard immediately raises his voice. "Hey, number 2038. At that time, Wu Jin thinks, from now on, I will no longer have any fear or emotion for this person. Now I'm completely free." And Wu Jin decides to step out of that door full of dark past. Regardless of how earnestly he asks, "Stop, come back here." Wu Jin comes closer, face to face with him. "What's wrong? Now I'm scary again, and actually, you wanted to come here just to verify." Prisoner number 2038 continues to scold. "It must be because of you. Sister-in-law originally didn't care about grass. She took her last breath. But it was also that person who used to whip me," Wu Jin replies coldly. "Prison clothes suit you well." Hearing that, he frowns. What did you just say? Can you hear what I'm saying?" Wu Jin continues to question. "Number 2038, your family lost one person each year, right? Myocardial infarction, or died from poisoning, making him angry, you bastard. People only see what they want to see and only believe what they want to believe, just like only wanting to hear what matches their thoughts. Number 2038, two of your acquaintances also beat me a lot, but both died from myocardial infarction, making him panic. What?" Goosebumps all over. Number 2038 now only wants to stop Wu Jin. Heart rate increases, making blood rush to the chest. Should I try to stimulate him a little more? Wu Jin comes up with that idea with an extremely determined look. "I have a worry these days. Number 2038. A worry about whether I should carve your release date on my body so I don't forget." Hearing that, he says with a grudge, "Are you threatening me?" "Of course not, I'm just worried about your health," Wu Jin replies with a grudge. Seeing those hands, Wu Jin immediately realizes, "You're writing a memoir. I'm curious about the content." Making number 2038 surprised. "How do you know that?" "To maintain your health, don't eat too much, put down your chopsticks before you feel full. Avoid excessive exercise and too much sun exposure, just think about your health. I've also sent some more money to your prison account. I still don't have a job so I don't have much money, but I will try to send more often. That money is a plan that makes you unable to stop thinking about me." Suddenly, Wu Jin stands up, suddenly making number 2038 startled and scared. Suddenly, he falls to the floor. Then shouts and whines, "That guy, he's a murderer, my family, the people in the neighborhood, that guy killed them all. A person who is no longer interesting but is a person to look forward to. See you again." After that, Wu Jin decides to leave here. When coming out again, the atmosphere at this time is still very cold. And there is also snow, tiny ice particles sticking to the moisture, then falling under the influence of gravity. Depending on each person's circumstances, it can bring joy. But it can also bring pressure. Therefore, the surrounding environment is very important to people. Even in these cold days, the cold cannot steal the warmth of people. Right then, Wu Jin suddenly sees Bomi when he is on the road. So he picks up the phone to call, then the other end replies, "Yes, brother." Immediately, he asks where she is. "I'm about to go home, where are you?" "In front," Wu Jin replies, and immediately, the two recognize each other. Bomi can't help but be surprised when she sees Wu Jin standing in front of her and waving back. Like snowflakes falling, Bomi runs over with a bright smile. Although she may slip and fall, she doesn't even look at the ground, only focusing on running towards me. The surrounding environment is really important to people. So, at this moment, am I feeling happy in this environment? Wu Jin asks himself. Or am I happy? Just then, Bomi rushes over to hug Wu Jin. She can't hide her joy and asks, "Where are you coming from?" "I went to meet an acquaintance," Wu Jin immediately replies. Seeing the two siblings being close, Bomi's two friends can't help but be surprised. After that, Wu Jin rummages through his pocket and gives a snack to Bomi. "Try this. It's takoyaki, it's delicious. And Wu Jin has admitted to leaving it for Bomi, when asked by her. Indeed, the taste is great. Switch scene to the next morning. The sunlight gently shines through the foliage, shining on the beautiful flowers. Many students from all over start to attend the first class, bringing many hopes and dreams. Wu Jin is also on his way when he suddenly stops when he sees a poster on the notice board. He stares at it then sighs. Indeed, there is no free lunch in this world. A period of time passes. Entering the classroom, Wu Jin is quite surprised. Is this the lecture hall? He chooses to sit in the middle of the class because he thinks it's the most reasonable place. Suddenly another student comes and happily greets him. You're Wu Jin, right? I'm Park Jong-woo, nice to meet you. This name, Wu Jin remembers seeing somewhere. It's in the freshman group chat. Nice to meet you, let's not cause any trouble, let's get along, Wu Jin replies with a smile. Jong-woo happily sits next to him and starts a conversation. You know there's a meeting after class today, right? I know, Wu Jin replies. Suddenly Sung-hui also comes, making Jong-woo even more excited. The classroom has gradually been filled with students. Finally, the first class of student life has arrived. Wu Jin has been looking forward to this moment. And when the teacher enters the class, he opens with the first greeting, welcome everyone. I am a professor of business administration. So an overview of business administration. What do you think business administration is? However, hearing that, the whole class suddenly becomes silent. Wu Jin thinks, raising your hand to speak is not normal. Later, the teacher tries to call a student in a blue shirt to stand up and answer. He can't help but stammer, maybe it's the way to run a business. After that, the teacher continues to invite another student wearing a white shirt, and the answer is the management and operation of a business. Hearing that, the teacher smiles and says, that's also a correct idea. Then what does a good manager need to do well? What about the student in the back? The girl quickly answers, I think they need to be good at planning and giving directives. The teacher praises, very good. What about the student next to her? Wu Jin didn't expect to be called just because he's sitting in the middle of the class. Having been called, he has no choice. Without hesitation, Wu Jin gives the answer, I think they need to be good at creating temptation. Making the teacher curious, temptation, what do you mean? In his head, Wu Jin immediately thinks of the poster he saw in front of the school, and he decides to use it as an example that will be easier to understand. I have seen securities companies hold simulated stock investment competitions. People will dream of prizes and do their best to challenge themselves. But in fact, that's also a form of temptation that the securities company has set up. A way for them to discover people with talent in the field of securities from the beginning. If someone wins first or second place, the securities company will be able to recruit them to work. They create a connection with the top people by awarding scholarships. And moreover, when we watch advertisements, the brain will automatically fall into an easy-to-receive state, and business managers know how to exploit that very well. Consumers will often be easily affected by reactions such as wanting to buy too much, wanting to own, wanting to go out when having money, wanting to buy branded items, wanting to buy it for someone or make us want to eat it right away. We call that marketing, but if we look at it from a macro perspective, I think this great society is built on inherent temptations. The answer makes everyone overwhelmed. Seeing no one speak, Wu Jin hesitantly raises his hand to ask, Professor, but when are you planning to start the lesson? In his heart, he actually only wants to hear the lecture normally. Jong-wook looks at him dumbfounded like a weirdo. Around him everyone is discussing, he seems to have said everything already. It seems I bought a lot of unnecessary things. After a round of applause, the professor praises, oh, that's a great answer. Everyone starts clapping along and directing admiring glances towards him. Then his uncle looks at him and wonders, is that student the valedictorian of the college entrance exam? Wu Jin laments, it's really hard to be normal. I have to try harder. It's clearly a normal answer. The professor turns on the projector then says, then let's start the class. He eagerly thinks the class is finally starting. This is an introduction to business administration. The professor standing on the podium starts his lecture. An introduction to business administration is a course about how to operate a business organization effectively and efficiently. First, the core of management includes planning, organizing, leading and controlling. This process is divided into 4 steps. First is planning, identifying goals and building strategies to achieve those goals. Wu Jin rests his chin thinking, I already know this. The professor's lecture is still being shown by him, the core of management, organization. the process of allocating resources and dividing roles, responsibilities to implement the plan. Leadership, the stage of motivating, leading people and coordinating teamwork to achieve the goal. Control, the stage of checking whether the process is going according to plan and adjusting if necessary. The core of management, the process of the business creating value for customers to make profits. To do this, the business must manage many areas such as marketing, finance, production, and human resources. After sitting for a long time listening, Wu Jin thinks bored, all the things I've read. But immediately after he suddenly focuses and widens his eyes, appearing focused when he sees the girl next to him is carefully observing him. He is afraid. Did I find out that I'm not focusing on the lecture, different from the other students? Indeed, I can't be careless anymore. The class continues like that until the time has passed to 10:58. The professor dismisses everyone. Okay, that's it for today. Have a good lunch, everyone. See you in the next class. Thank you, everyone. Wu Jin's eyes shine. Finally, he can enjoy the dream meal in the cafeteria. See you later, have a good meal. Wu Jin and other classmates go to the cafeteria together. He exclaims in surprise, "Oh," when he sees everyone ordering by selecting on the screen. Wu Jin looks at everyone's operations and imitates to order. Finally, he gets his food tray. Wu Jin picks up the spoon and starts eating. The sounds he makes make everyone pay attention to him. In an instant, his plate of food is all gone. He sits down to comment on today's meal. It's missing MSG. He wonders MSG is safer than salt, or is it because it's cafeteria food so they deliberately make it bland? Thinking about what happened earlier, the phone suddenly rings with a notification. It's a message sent by Inspector Kim Tae-young. "Wu Jin, are you busy?" He replies to the message, "I just finished my cafeteria meal, so I'm free now." After reading the message, Inspector Kim Tae-hyun stops texting and calls Wu Jin directly. "Wu Jin, there's a difficult case here, this time it's 100,000 won. He thinks I've always helped Inspector Kim Tae-hyun. What do you think? Does this person have a clear alibi and has also solved some cases? The person in the video looks like the perpetrator." "Right, Wu Jin, you think so too. Every time like that Inspector Kim Tae-hyun invites him to eat good food. Haha, eat a lot. Thanks to you I've solved another case. He even gives him pocket money. Thank you this time too." Wu Jin can't help but feel the money the inspector gives is too much. "Thank you. There is no job that earns pocket money so easily." Wu Jin answers the phone. "Yes, please send it." The inspector's voice rings out from the other side. "It's probably better to talk in person. When do you finish class?" Just saying that, then a message from the class group is sent. The 2 o'clock class is cancelled because the professor has something to do. So he replies to Tae-hyun, "So I'm free now. Where do we meet, Inspector?" Hearing that, he tells him, "No need, I'll come pick you up." Then in the school grounds. The inspector has come to the school and is waiting for him there. He goes to the inspector and asks, "You've arrived?" He replies, "Oh, you've arrived." The inspector looks at him and asks in surprise, "After going to university you look even better. Not everyone can get into S university." He immediately asks about the case that he just mentioned. "What's the case, Inspector?" He replies slowly, "Let's talk about it in the car." After that, both get into the inspector's car and start talking about the main issue. Tae-hyun reaches out to the back of the car to take the file, telling him to wait a moment. Suddenly Wu Jin turns and says to Inspector Tae-hyun, "Inspector, instead of watching the video or photos, can we go to the scene directly?" Tae-hyun asks in surprise, "The scene?" He calculates that people lie based on their experiences. Therefore, the more experiences you have, the more useful it is. Wu Jin explains, "I want to experience it myself." The inspector understands. "Oh, if you say so then. Let's go together." After that, both quickly arrive at the scene. It is a 3-story apartment. In front of the hallway there are still people guarding the scene. Tae-hyun quickly steps up to greet. "Oh, you've worked hard." The police officer replies, "It's nothing." He turns to ask Wu Jin, "Are you really okay?" He replies, "Yes." After that, the inspector volunteers to step into the scene of the crime first. Wu Jin stands watching and follows behind. He starts to observe around. Quickly, with his observational ability, he imagines the scene at that time. A suspicious blonde man comes and rings the victim's doorbell. Then the victim runs out to open the door. Immediately after, the victim turns his back to go inside. The murderer immediately acts. He pulls out a knife and rushes forward. Because he is too surprised, the victim doesn't have time to react. The result is that he gets a fatal stab from him. Blood splatters on the wall. The victim at this time is not completely collapsed, still standing hugging the wound, and is very surprised by what just happened. Seeing that, he rushes up and stabs him in the abdomen again. After that stab, the victim sits and collapses on the ground. In his last throes, the victim still tries to crawl forward. He comes forward and grabs the victim's head. Then after that covers the victim's mouth, until he notices no more signs of life. Wu Jin stands watching for a while, then recounts to the inspector that he aimed and stabbed straight into the victim's neck. The stab wound on the right side of the neck causes too much blood loss. The murder weapon is a knife. But not a knife available in the house. This is not a sudden action, but has been planned in advance. The murderer's goal is to kill. Tae-hein marvels and comes over to exclaim, "That's right, my brother, just looking at the scene you can guess any clues yet," he replies slowly. "Oh, let's see." The inspector takes out the tablet and adds, "The investigation team still doesn't have anything. This is the suspect's CCTV video. Do you want to watch it?" He takes it to watch. Wu Jin asks, "What about fingerprints?" The inspector replies, "None." Hearing that, he seems to have found an important clue. He immediately checks and rewinds the video. In it you can see the image of the victim warmly running out to open the door, and the suspect is carrying a black bag. So he concludes, the perpetrator is familiar with the victim, is male, approximately 1 m, curly hair, not leaving fingerprints. In the plastic bag there is a bottle of soju. Shoe size is about 270 mm. Tae-hein at this time says, "Everything is quite complicated." Wu Jin asks, "This person has been arrested, right? But it seems that's not the real perpetrator." Tae-hein is slightly surprised, then replies, "Oh, that's right, we caught him." "But why do you think so? All the evidence shows that the suspect who was arrested is the perpetrator." Wu Jin rebuttals and asks back, "If you're so sure, why are you looking for me?" Tae-hein gives the answer with a serious face, "As I thought, I can't be fooled." He refuses to admit it, doesn't confess anything, and that's really strange. Wu Jin replies, "You mean his alibi is a bit vague?" "That's right, on the day of the crime, he didn't go home but slept at the inn." The inspector at that time asks, "You said you paid in cash?" He confirms, "Yes." There are too many suspicious points. Coincidentally, the CCTV at the inn was also broken that day, and the inn owner was drunk. He doesn't even remember which room the suspect rented. In the video Wu Jin is watching, there is a scene of an appraiser holding up a strand of hair to observe. "Look at this. This looks like a strand of hair." Wu Jin says, "You also saw that. The murder weapon is a sharp object as long as a box cutter." If I only say what I see, if we assume the murderer is someone proficient with box cutters, everything will be easier to understand. Murderers often use the tools they are familiar with to commit crimes, because they believe that using something familiar will help the plan be less risky. And if we assume that the murderer does work that comes into contact with a lot of water, then the fact that he pressed the doorbell with his bare hand but didn't leave fingerprints can be understood. The inspector is surprised. "Can be understood?" He replies, "Yes." Wu Jin explains by pulling in scientific knowledge, saying that contact with a lot of water can cause severe dermatitis, making fingerprints not clear. The strand of hair remaining at the scene of the murderer may be from an animal, or the hair of a completely different person, or even a wig. Tae-hein is surprised by what Wu Jin says. "What do you mean? He wore a wig?" "You think he disguised himself to commit the crime?" He confirms, "Yes, to mislead the investigation. To be precise, he deliberately created a situation that causes interference for the investigation team. Look here." If you observe closely, the murderer's footprints have a lot of force concentrated on the heel, so the footprints on the toe become very faint. When someone attacks an opponent, the force will be concentrated on the foot. The inspector wonders, "What do you mean?" Wu Jin is trying to describe, he deliberately wore oversized shoes. That way, the toe will have a space, making the traces there very faint. Another strange thing is that there are also traces on the edge of the shoe. Tae-hein speculates maybe he slipped during the struggle. Wu Jin shakes his head to argue with the inspector. The victim was killed with quite skilled technique, assuming there was a struggle between the two sides. Then with the level of strong twisting of the foot like this, at least there must be ligament damage. Even the possibility of a fracture is very high. He may have used height-increasing insoles, and look at this. He walks without any signs of limping from the injury, even if there is excitement after successfully committing the crime to the point that adrenaline is released beyond the threshold. It can't be like that. Do you want to check that strand of hair again? It's a little different from when he first broke in. There's no way hair can grow asymmetrically in just a few minutes. In terms of the composition and structure of the hair when growing, this is illogical. Each piece of information makes Taehyun more surprised. He argues, so he deliberately wore oversized shoes. And wore a wig. Woo Jin adds, the suspect currently arrested for reinvestigation is not the perpetrator. But the murderer's intention is that he must deal with both people at the same time. And he wants both to be killed in a close period. The victim who was killed first is probably an easier target. Because he is smaller, he actually killed this person quickly. As for the tall suspect currently being arrested by the police, the murderer may have thought that he was difficult to kill immediately at the same time as the victim. The arrested suspect is 1 meter 84 tall, the shoe's size is 270 millimeters. When arrested his hair color was black, the police have more suspicion when inferring about the hair length and hair color of the suspect. Taehyun now realizes that and exclaims, "Oh my god." When recalling the interrogation of the suspect, he asks, "You were afraid of being exposed so you immediately dyed your hair black, right? Where did you dye your hair? Did you think that doing that would prevent the police from catching you? Are you looking down on the police?" Taehyun scratches his head frustrated. "Oh my god, I lost my cool again." Woo Jin looks towards the door and speculates. The murderer's real foot size is in the range of 255 to 260 millimeters. The murderer is a person who has a close relationship with both the victim and the suspect. He has to deal with both the victim and the suspect at the same time. The reason he faked being a large suspect then killed the victim, the motive that made him disguise, kill one person and blame the other. Woo Jin lists the hypotheses one by one. The reason he did that could be money. Or is it hatred? Or even women? My conclusion is that the murderer is very skilled in using box cutters and is a person whose fingerprints are blurred due to chronic dermatitis. The murderer may have a level from university or higher. The lower the education level, the more strongly the criminal behavior breaks out. The more educated, the more systematic and carefully planned the criminal behavior is. Right then, Taehyun's phone suddenly rings. He answers the phone. It turns out to be Gi Chul calling. "Hey, is there any new information?" Gi Chul, holding the verification paper, replies, "Yes, the thing is this. It seems that it's not real hair but a wig." The inspector shows a surprised look towards Woo Jin. "Oh, really?" Woo Jin quietly analyzes. The victim lived in a one-room apartment, and the arrested suspect slept at the inn. Which means that their living conditions are not very good. Woo Jin continues, the murderer's real foot size is from 255 to 260 millimeters. According to statistics, his height is in the range of 1 meter 66 to 1 meter 70, and he is about 30 years old. Based on what Woo Jin described in Taehyun's head, suddenly a person with a matching appearance appears. During the information gathering he had asked him, "When was the last time you saw the suspect?" He was washing dishes and replied, "It's been a long time since I saw that person." Taehyun confirms, "Oh, that's probably him." After finding that clue, the inspector immediately calls Gi Chul and orders, "Hey, that guy at the seafood restaurant, yeah, that's him, catch him right away." Another new day in Woo Jin's normal life. He receives a call from Detective Taehyun. After he answers the phone, he says, "Woo Jin, I love you so much." He awkwardly refuses, "I'm not Woo Jin, but thank you for the 100,000 won." Woo Jin asks, what was his motive? The inspector replies he borrowed money from both people, then killed them just because they spread the word that he wouldn't pay back the debt. "Thank you. Yes, please try your best too, I'm going to school." Suddenly from behind a classmate calls his name, Woo Jin. "Hey, wait for me. You are Sin Woo Jin, right?" Woo Jin speculates. He is about 1 meter 78 tall, close-cropped hair, neat eyebrows, naturally tan skin, solid build with open tattoos. Wearing a gray hoodie, then he relates to someone in the group nicknamed 10,000 Water. He introduces himself as Kim Man-soo, 20 years old. Looking at the level of wrinkles, he looks like he's in his late 20s, the same age as me. He says, "You talked well that day. I thought you were lecturing." Hearing that, Woo Jin tells himself, "Looking like this, I really have to be careful." Both also look at the poster in front of them. Man-soo starts a conversation. "Are you also participating in the investment competition? I heard that many people in my department are participating." Woo Jin asks, "Are they participating that much?" Man-soo nods, "Yeah." He thinks, "So I should also participate. If I'm the only one who doesn't do it, wouldn't it be abnormal? If I participate, then how will I do it?" Antlion larvae in the Antarctic desert. Antlion, the natural enemy of ants, only sucks the body fluids from the prey that has been hunted and leaves the corpse. That not only happens between insects but also humans. On the screen is an image of the stock price fluctuating up and down. The figure of the man is sitting watching, hesitating whether to buy or not before their fluctuation. Some people recklessly choose to buy immediately. Some people pray in all four directions: God, Buddha, Spirit, please, this time it has to hit. But when the stock price starts to plummet, people start to panic, widening their eyes, not believing what is happening before them. Some people are so angry that they smash things, computers. Some people can't bear it, and choose a rash way, wanting to commit suicide. While the stock market also has bloodsuckers taking money from the ants who are attracted to invest in it. If most normal people are ants, then I also have to become an ant that sucks money from other people to live. Because if there is no money, Mom and Dad and Bomi will have to live miserably. Not just suck but also ring out like wringing out honey. Humans justify themselves, how to live and what to do with all the circumstances they are enduring is normal. Detective Kim Taehyun speaks up to ask, "The 10 o'clock class right?" Woo Jin replies, Kim Taehyun happily says, "Good then, let's go, let's go." The voice rings out from room B211. Woo Jin's voice, "I have a profit of 3%. A classmate praises, "You're really good." In the classroom, there's another classmate with a bad complexion complaining, "I'm losing 7%. The person who praised before, hearing the complaint, says, "Isn't there a saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket?" Woo Jin thinks, "I have to start quickly. Tomorrow there is an afternoon class, so from the morning I will." He seems to not know what to do. The professor enters. "Hello everyone," and the students also happily reply. The professor comes to the podium and asks the whole class, "Well, today is the third class, right?" Reminds everyone to pay attention to the class. The atmosphere in the classroom is quiet, listening to the teacher lecture. Attracting talents, market share in the market, and the brand image. The professor is still diligently analyzing and focusing on the lecture. Looking at Woo Jin, the sleepiness is clear. The professor is lecturing. Based on this analysis, you can see the effectiveness when choosing the market, you will get achievements. Everyone is listening attentively and absorbing. Seeing Woo Jin looking sluggish, he is confused. Thinking, only in the last class he was still clearly speaking positively. The professor asks the whole class, "Does anyone have any questions?" Woo Jin quickly raises his hand. "Yes, I have a question." He still continues to ask, "Is anyone having difficulty understanding this part?" Seeing Woo Jin still enthusiastic, "Yes I do, me here." The professor ignores, muttering, "By scientific approach in business administration, mathematical statistics and business performance, losses that occur after that are, in that case. The lecture progress hasn't gone far, why are you lecturing like this?" The professor sees Woo Jin resting his chin and sleeping. He thinks, okay, just sleep. Talking to him the class will turn into a one-on-one debate. Resting his chin like that, but Woo Jin still can't sleep, thinking, indeed, I need to try harder. Sleeping during class is normal. Woo Jin wishes, I also want to sleep normally. Turns out, he is thinking about the class show on TV. Hey, wake up that sleeping person. The theory is like that, but it's not easy. Ending the class, the teacher says, okay, that's it for today. Today I will assign homework. Woo Jin listens to the professor assigning homework. While listening he nods, understood. Suddenly, he raises his hand very confidently and asks, Professor, what is the homework? Thinking finally there is homework. I really want to try doing it. The professor's face is dissatisfied. I don't know when he woke up, then he starts assigning homework. First, understand Adam Smith's affluence theory. Next is, the impact of a perfectly competitive market, the law of diminishing marginal utility, and in the process, in terms of business ethics. He sits listening carefully to every word the professor says. Doing the homework you must know what the role of the manager is. Finally form a group of 4 and submit the list to me. Woo Jin raises his hand. I have a question. Why do scholars use diamonds and air to explain the paradox of value? He replies, the law of diminishing marginal utility in modern times. You think you can approach it with a different understanding. The students in the class are noisy. He's comparing diamonds to air. Who, is this a question? Indeed an endless debate. It's starting again. What is he talking about after all? Woo Jin speaks to give an example. I will take mukbang as an example to explain. With people who eat a lot like mukbang, does the law of diminishing marginal utility apply? They eat a lot but seem to still enjoy the food. Even if they force themselves to eat, it seems like they still feel satisfied in a different way. He is still talking about the profession of mukbanger. That is because the income from views brings financial benefits. Can this be considered an exception to the law of diminishing marginal utility? Due to addiction. The professor forces a smile to reply, it could be like that. The two sides are reasoning in their own way, Wu Jin says, but gambling or gaming addiction can also be considered exceptions to the law, so can it be said like that? An endless back and forth between teacher and student, but if you call that an exception to the law due to addiction, then with my understanding that's not easy to understand that the feeling of fullness is not because the stomach is full, but because of hormones, specifically leptin. The students in the class start to ask questions. What is leptin, hormone? What the feeling of fullness is not because of eating a lot, then what am I learning? The professor explains, if the amount of leptin secreted is low it can lead to obesity, saying with a powerless voice, this kid. Wu Jin continues to speak and explain the example he gave. The professor finds it difficult to understand, how can he know so much? But that tone and eyes are full of curiosity and eagerness to learn. He is really asking questions. The professor wanting to quickly end the class. Luckily time is up, he says as if released, so today's class ends here. Form groups and submit the list. The professor greets the class and leaves, then see you next class. People start calling Wu Jin, hey Wu Jin. Let's be in the same group. I called dibs first. Everyone wants to be in the same group with him. Let's form a group. Let's form a group. A generous classmate speaks up saying today I'm inviting everyone. For a drink I'll pay. The professor stands in the hallway thinking, now if I go to the lab. He thinks again, oh that won't do, his complexion is not very good again, stop, it's not helpful and also adds trouble. Switch scene to a residential area. The computer is being used to buy something. 1456. Turns out to be Shin Woo Jin's house. He is sitting in the room using the computer to buy something online. The purchase order has been executed. On the computer screen the numbers are on the rise, seeing that, but he still doesn't feel happier, thinking, indeed living normally is difficult. Wu Jin is still carefully looking, but there's no feeling at all. Continuing to observe the situation on the computer, but the result is that he still doesn't see anything different from before. At this time, the numbers are dropping very quickly. But Wu Jin finds that interesting. His eyes are looking forward to it with great interest. Asking himself, if there is something sleeping deeply in my subconscious, if they are investors, how will they react, what I have heard and seen? Remembering each person, each image one by one. The people who have met and passed by are present in his head. Everything I have glanced at is as if appearing in my head. Two Wu Jins are standing facing each other. It seems that the two sides observing each other after a while is not a bad idea. Shin Woo Jin closes his eyes, trying to think of something, then calls someone to appear. Suddenly, he strokes his hair, looking really cool. Wu Jin looks at himself in the mirror, raising his voice. Oh, he's admiring himself in the mirror, looking surprised. The consciousness of another person speaks to Wu Jin. It's been a long time since we met. Anyway, this is also me, but it's really handsome. Maybe I can also become a celebrity and enjoy life like a game, sounding full of narcissism here. Decisively taking off the shirt he is wearing, but why? His body is full of scars. Wu Jin thinks in his head, isn't it? Then muttering, with this look, being a celebrity is a bit too much. With a narcissistic style, he goes to the desk. Keywords are constantly searched and information is displayed. A lot of information from different websites is looked over by Wu Jin. His hand flicks back and forth, clicking the mouse. This is what must be done when needing to look at the computer. In another space, the man who looks sluggish appears again, thinking regretfully, when we were in the same body, I could control this body a lot. Remembering the things he and Shin Woo Jin had done, but now Wu Jin is gradually taking over the subconscious. The pupils looking are really scary, not understanding what is happening. The man's voice is still lingering around here, like this, my consciousness may disappear. He sits watching the computer again hearing that voice, probably wanting to regain control of the body. The stock board appears, the numbers are quite stable. But it seems that some force is interfering. There are also signs of accumulating stocks. That voice speaks up again, Wu Jin, what kind of simulation is this? Are you a kid? Aren't you an adult? This is talking about the reality of life. There is no practice. Life is a real battlefield. Just like that, the purchase order has been executed after a few double clicks. Many purchase orders are executed continuously. And again more purchase orders are executed. Wu Jin, sitting in front of the computer, seems to be losing control. The stock price is increasing very quickly, and it can be felt. Wu Jin's face is satisfied, when the percentage of the stock is still rising. Many rounds of stock prices continuously increase. This feeling is obtained when there is a lot of money, to satisfy everything I like, is something for others to earn for me to spend. Wu Jin is again arguing that means that, if you don't print money yourself, people must provide something to others to receive money, that means that. He imagines himself as a boss, standing in front of the employees, continuing to think if you don't print money yourself, people must provide something to others to receive money. This look is really serious. Wu Jin reaches out to tighten his tie, continuing to think. Whether they are employees or directors, to pay the employees, the company director also has to bow down before the big shots. Wu Jin is now playing golf with the chairman. That nice shot of his just now was beautiful. He immediately praises, "You live up to the name of chairman. If you want a lot of money, you have to constantly do business to earn money." When seeing the chairman off to the car, the two promise, "Then I'll leave it all to you, chairman." "Okay, trust me, Director Shin, go safely." Wu Jin stands watching the car, his face tired. The lights on the side of the road are still being turned on. Another line of thought, as a company director hiring employees to earn money, meeting the customer's requirements, if you do well you get rewarded, then why not try to get rich? At the end of the day the employee holds the revenue report for the day. And so, money continuously flows and then flows out repeatedly. Thinking about it already feels good. The company employee party, the atmosphere is really fun. Everyone has worked hard today, cheers. Doing business must endure great risks, otherwise choose a normal life. Something has happened. Wu Jin is floating on a long string, is trying to climb to the top of his career, but everyone below is wanting to pull him down, competing to say, "Let me go up first." If you crave wealth, you have to accept a very high risk of falling. But even if you don't do business, everyone has employees earning money for you. Director Shin walks slowly, still constantly thinking in his head. Realizing that is money will pay for everything in life. Money is the employee. Money helps maintain personal hobbies. It's through endorphin and serotonin. Money both brings happiness and reduces the stress index. Able to control actions, movement, cognition and rewards, helping the body be healthy and become more positive. The benefits of having money are really too many. Money is also like a personal massage therapist, taking care of our mental state. It satisfies us more than we think. Just because we don't clearly realize it, the amount of money left after enjoying hobbies and taking care of mental health is an uncountable number. Have the right to command, and can command like employees when you have a lot of money. I heard they found a gold mine. You guys go dig some gold, then those who need money will be willing to obey the order. Wu Jin asks, "So where should I send the employees to work?" Wu Jin hears they found a gold mine. An employee speaks up to ask, "Should we go dig gold too?" But he says, "No, sell shovels in front of the gold mine." Looking really surprised. Everyone in the mine is trying their best to dig to find gold, but also wondering, is there gold here? Suddenly someone accidentally breaks the digging tool. Because of using strength, swinging his hand too much so it broke, the other person suggests, "Go buy a new one, they're selling right in front of the gate." Indeed, what Wu Jin said is effective. "Sell me one," the seller gives the price, and so the transaction is successful. Earning money is easier than digging for gold. An employee intends to expand the business a little more, try telling the boss to sell more. The colleague speaks up to stop. "Stop, don't be too greedy," the boss said. "Hit quickly and run, I still have to go to work elsewhere." Wu Jin appears again looking at the railroad track thinking, money, my employees, after all, where should I send them and how? Remembering that I sent money to Trentuli Corporation, previously, it was a self-developed cosmetic company. The stock used to be very stable, until the director changed 2 years ago. After that, the stock plummeted then went sideways. There are traces of accumulating goods, market capitalization of 80 billion, but if large investors have a lot of money, then it can be easily manipulated. Unverified information is rampant online, many comments from netizens talking about Trentuli Company. News is exploding from yesterday to today. Trentuli director turns out to be a university friend with Congressman Imdu. Foreign investors are paying attention to Trentuli stocks. If you don't buy now then you're an idiot, and now we're just waiting for it to explode. Like right now, the stock is soaring. TV stations are reporting, a domestic company is cooperating to develop the world's first new drug. Everyone watches discussing noisily, the first in the world. Cooperating with foreign professors. There are also some people who don't know asking, hair loss treatment, can you believe it? The price is increasing rapidly. Wu Jin is happy, because it makes national pride surge. And unable to miss this opportunity, computer commands are being executed, enter order, exit order. People always lose their composure when there is temptation. Wu Jin stands looking down at the crowd, when they only know how to follow the atmosphere and the gaze of others. Life is always a repetition and following. Wow, it's so beautiful I have to try it. Great, go buy it right away. This has been trending lately. Try eating it once. Everyone is going. How can I not? Reservation done. The harm of social media to life is worrying. You're going too, you are too. Let's go together. Me too, me too. Who's coming up here? Oh, there's too many people. Don't push. Wait. What's going on? Is this the right road? Hey, what do we do now? Stop. Have to jump down, now. Are you crazy? We'll all die like this. The situation is not good at all. Falling down, the arrows of water are pouring down on Wu Jin. But how is he still calmly sitting here? Even though the stock is decreasing, Wu Jin still decides not to sell. You think I'm a small fish? People in the water are calling for help. The scene is really chaotic. Save me, cough, cough. The scene is ringing out with cries for help. Must leave here. Grab, pull me out, spare me. Everyone is struggling. Wu Jin stands up, walking on the sea of people trapped underwater. The look when walking on this road is really confident. What is Wu Jin's expression at this time? He says, so boring. What, is this enough? Wu Jin is wanting to say to someone, then stops. Then I'll stop here. Returning to Wu Jin's house, he speaks up, say goodbye to Mom. Mom hurriedly opens the door asking, Wu Jin, what about lunch? Not eating then going. Looking like he is in a hurry, so he says, I'm okay. I'm already full without eating. Now I can't sell it out. It would have been better if he hadn't invested from the beginning. Young-hoon, what about you? I made a profit, 19%. Everyone exclaims, great, show me too. Just do what I say. Everyone asks all at once, see the trading volume, short-term investment. Like that, you also have to see the indicators. Everything will become much easier if you know how to observe and analyze. And this is the problem. Wu Jin says, let me do it. I've read it all. Everyone is shocked. What, you read the whole Wealth of Nations so soon? Oh, indeed, it's Wu Jin. Wu Jin replies, let me organize it, then I'll share it with everyone. Wu Jin, do you want to be in my group? I really trust you. No matter what tasks are assigned, you will definitely do well. Young-hoon cuts in, wait a minute. Hello, are your stocks still okay? Choi-gul asks, what stocks? You mean the simulated stock exchange? I'm not participating. I'm not interested. Choi-gul glances at Young-hoon, me either. 1467. I don't know how to invest in stocks effectively. Just invest in it, and it'll be okay. What's so difficult? Seeing Wu Jin looking at him, Young-hoon asks. What about Wu Jin? You're also investing, right? Looking at the overall face of Young-hoon, Wu Jin feels, crescent smiling eyes, fixed cheekbones, asymmetrical corners of the mouth, fake smile. At this time Young-hoon seems to be afraid of Lee Min-ah. It's like he is reacting. Unconsciously, that is. Men are more visually attracted than women. They will stare at an attractive woman. But when their eyes meet, they will ignore it immediately. When making eye contact with someone of the opposite sex they are attracted to, the man doesn't feel tension but also feels fear. This is the evolutionary process, and is evidence that the DNA fears the leader when living in herds. Most of the most attractive people are next to the leader. If you touch that woman, you will be killed. The one carrying the DNA of fear may be driven out of the herd. I'm sorry, it has unconsciously affected Young-hoon. How is it? Are there any losses? Young-hoon asks Wu Jin with a fake smile. Wu Jin looks at the overall person of Young-hoon. He remembers when Young-hoon boasted to everyone about the percentage of profits from stocks. I made a profit, 19%, just do what I say. The reason Young-hoon asks about me is because he likes to show off himself. Like Young-hoon is holding a sharp knife in his hand. Is also an action to attract Lee Min-ah. Taking me as the target. Wu Jin speaks up, I'm not participating. Why, not getting as much profit as expected, just imitate me and it'll be okay. I accidentally bought real cash. What? Young-hoon bursts out laughing. You accidentally bought cash, really? Oh no, how could you make a mistake like that? You must have lost a lot of money. Oh my stomach. Wu Jin calmly says, not the normal kind of lying. I made a 30% profit. Young-hoon's contemptuous smile disappears. What, 30? Wu Jin immediately takes out his card for confirmation for Young-hoon to see. Young-hoon comes closer to see clearly. Is it real? Lee Min-ah praises, great, accidentally earning money. you're also good at stocks. Young-hoon silently looks at Woo-jin. Indeed, he is not ordinary. Shin Woo-jin, wearing the cheapest kind of shirt, big eyes, using an old phone and not having a watch, his fingers are also really long. Wearing ordinary shoes priced at less than 50,000 won, his legs are also long, maximum daily transaction limit. How can he earn so much profit? What did he buy? Seeing the mysterious eyes of Oh Young-hoon. He is looking for something in me, something that is worse than himself. Wait, what item is it? Can I see it a bit? The phone is swung out of Woo-jin's hand. Young-hoon observes the falling direction to catch it. Height, weight, falling speed, slope of the stairs, combining all these things together. Even if I try to catch it, it will fall and break. I must catch it. Woo-jin reads Young-hoon's thoughts. Catch it. But before Young-hoon can catch it, Woo-jin has caught it. What quick reflexes. What's that wound on your back? Young-hoon continues. What's this? You live the life of a thug. If there's a public bath, I will avoid all those who have tattoos. If everyone encounters strife, will you run away? Hey, you guys, please treat Woo-jin well, Choi-gul asks. Why, is it serious? If you still neglect your homework then, hey, I'm scared. Finally he found me. Hey, are you crying? It seems that he is really crying, when criticizing or slandering others. Your boyfriend is passing by. Look at the way he walks, unconsciously feeling more superior. In this process, the compensation system is activated and dopamine is secreted. Wake up, kid, planning to cry and fall asleep. Hatred or anger, discrimination and envy make concentrate temporary energy and secrete cortisol. Hating and cursing others is not just a simple emotion. He's gone, not saying hello, I'm giving you that, take it. But is also an action related to biological pleasure. Oh Young-hoon doesn't hesitate to show off himself. Because I fought 17 people alone, so I was injured. Young-hoon is stunned. You alone, with 17 people. Looking at Oh Young-hoon's pressing and judging attitude. To this day he is still addicted to showing off himself. Unable to escape from that addiction to showing off, Oh Young-hoon will still often cause trouble for me. Most of the troublemakers are the crowd, and the victim is only alone, so the person being beaten finds it difficult to cope. So I have to stand on the side of the majority to become normal and avoid becoming a target of them. Seeing everyone's eyes are on me. Woo-jin stands up suddenly. Before doing the homework, let's go drink together. I will pay with the profits I've earned. Everyone is excited. Okay, Woo-jin will release bait to lure Lee Mi-na into his fence in this way. Young-hoon, you come along too. I made a profit from stocks completely by chance. And I also want to learn about stocks. You're good at stocks. If you make the other person stand out like this, Young-hoon immediately agrees. Not difficult. Okay, let's go. Young-hoon's fake face. Placed under the bright light. Will also enter the area that Woo-jin has designed. In Woo-jin's area, Oh Young-hoon will be dissected and exposed completely. Doctor, the patient is still conscious. Like performing an anatomy so everyone knows his true nature. It's okay, scalpel. Woo-jin leads everyone into a small restaurant. In the bustling city. Welcome, here you go, section chief. Cheers, thank you. Woo-jin goes outside to answer the phone. Nearby, the person on the other end says, can I come over later? I also miss your friends. Woo-jin replies, okay, let me ask them. Woo-jin steps inside. Everyone is talking very lively. The atmosphere is not bad, right? It's really cozy. Everyone has been coming here often lately. It would be good if Man-soo came too. Young-hoon boasts, my cousin said he needs my help, so I think I should come help him. He will pay me minimum wage. Woo-jin asks everyone, have you ordered? Lee Mi-na continues, we've ordered one dish each. Seriously, Woo-jin, you've been sleeping a lot in class lately. Is it because of stocks that you can't sleep? You stay up all night to find items and read the newspaper, right? Everyone is like that at first. All the dishes have been placed on the table by the staff. Woo-jin immediately enjoys. It's so delicious. Young-hoon uncomfortably, hey, are you listening to me? I'm listening. I said earlier that it's because I accidentally bought cash. Sell it quickly, don't touch those things. At first glance it seems easy. This is not an item that a stock beginner like you can profit from. Why did you choose that item? It's just that, I looked at 19 items, looked at raw materials like gold, silver, copper or oil, and also considered the foreign exchange of each country, and the news and tabloids, then discovered it. What did you see in it that you chose? It's just accidental. Lee Mi-na cuts in, accidentally getting a 30% profit. That's great. Evidence that he is angry. Everyone can see it. Young-hoon picks up the bottle of alcohol, gently pouring each glass for everyone. That's right. That's a wonderful accident. Now everyone drink one glass. Now Woo-jin too. Woo-jin observes. Young-hoon puts his hand on his waist to make himself look more imposing. Like a cobra is trying to flare its hood, making itself stronger and maintaining an external defensive posture, that is. Lee Min-na smiles. That's right. It's a wonderful accident. Oh Young-hoon doesn't acknowledge Lee Min-na's words and wants to refute. Oh Young-hoon unconsciously shows nonverbal defensive behavior. But he is the kind of person who likes to attack and is addicted to showing off himself. He is not left-handed. He will show off himself again anyway. That's why, with a few accidents like that, you can buy a watch like mine, mentioning the watch so everyone remembers his existence, and soothing the general atmosphere. Let's cheers together. The first glass is 100%. Finally getting to drink alcohol. I really want to try it. Woo-jin drinks in one go, then he suddenly realizes. It's this flavor, it tastes sweeter today. I heard that alcohol tastes better when you grow up. I'm still just a big kid. Woo-jin's phone rings. It's Lee Hiram calling. Woo-jin asks everyone, my friend is nearby, she wants to stop by for a while. So is that okay? Even if you object, I will let Hiram come. Everyone agrees, saying, of course it's okay, call her. Woo-jin takes out the phone and calls Hiram. Hello Hiram, come here. Everyone is surprised, it's a girl. It's late so the outside is quite quiet. Finally not finding the lecture hall, it's so funny. The door of the restaurant opens, the bell rings. Woo-jin turns his eyes towards the door. Wine bar, you also like these places, come here quickly. Hello, I'm Lee Hiram, Woo-jin's friend. Hello, I'm Lee Min-na, I'm Choi Gul, I'm Lee Jun-hwan. I didn't know you liked wine, let's drink soju. Woo-jin subtly invites Hiram to sit. Young-hoon says this is a very hot place, sit here. Hello, I'm Oh Young-hoon, you're really pretty, not just a friend but Woo-jin's girlfriend, right? Hiram frowns uncomfortably. Young-hoon immediately becomes silent. And doesn't say anymore. No, just a friend, a normal friend. Hiram hates people who always try to show off themselves in a way that doesn't suit their circumstances. She deliberately lets Young-hoon see the watch she is wearing on her hand. And that watch has stepped into Young-hoon's eyes. The price of the watch that Lee Hiram is wearing is beyond the affordability of ordinary people. But are they really just friends? Looking at them, they match very well. Young-hoon, we're really not that kind of relationship. Jun-hwan, I heard that your alcohol tolerance is very good, let me pour you some more. Woo-jin asks Jun-hwan, do you like swimming? How do you know? Just, Woo-jin continues, just know. You must be good at diving, snorkeling must also be good. Jun-hwan replies, of course, are you also interested? Now pay attention, Lee Jun-hwan's swimming lesson, things to note when diving with a snorkel or with a tank, when there is an opportunity. I will also teach surfing. Woo-jin leans back in the chair. What is Min-na's hobby? Min-na shyly says, I don't like anything, I like watching movies, the essence of the question to receive information. There is a crime thriller movie, if you have the chance you must watch it, it's worth watching. If you change the shape a little bit the other person will feel happy. Everyone has their own topic to discuss noisily. Gul's birthday is in October, that's right. I seem to have also watched that movie. Who is the criminal? Tell me. Taking the bus is also fast, so your house is also close to school. When will we go see a movie together? While everyone is chatting happily, Oh Young-hoon is isolated, not receiving any questions. But Oh Young-hoon, the show-off addict, will soon find happiness again. Jun-hwan, what kind of item did you buy? What's its name? How can you not know the name of the item you traded? That's why you're losing. Once men start something they have to focus. If not, then you must be like Woo-jin, accidentally getting profit. Isn't that right? You must focus highly, then who knows, you will accidentally get profit. Alcohol inhibits the cerebral cortex, rational thinking, the ability to judge. It makes the limbic system, emotions, excitement, and the brainstem, survival instinct, operate more strongly, that is, reason weakens and emotions and instinctual behavior become prominent. When wearing a mask, it's difficult to recognize what kind of person they are. Woo-jin puts on a mask. They only know it's a mysterious person, but they don't know what their personality is like. And Lee Hiram too. Or Lee Min-na is quite bustling outside, but when wearing a mask it's difficult to detect. Choi Gul also has similarities with Lee Min-na. If Jun-hwan wears a mask, no one will know he is gentle and quiet. Each person has different psychology and emotions. What is that bracelet? Jun-hwan shakes his hand back and forth. This is called Hakuna Matata. If you wear it, it will bring good luck. Alcohol doesn't make people weird. Young-hoon is startled. What? Good luck, good luck. But it removes the mask to know what kind of person they are. You have to make an effort who would hope for a fashionable bracelet. Don't you know the saying, luck and opportunity only come to those who pursue it? Just wearing a bracelet and you get luck. That's possible too, then everyone would have luck. He always has thoughts like that, teasing others to satisfy himself and leading the atmosphere like an insider. But this time Young-hoon can't get what he wants. Because Lee Hiram is here. Interesting, what kind of luck are you pursuing? Do you see this? Impatience nail polish. I tried it because I heard that if you paint this color first love will appear, so I'm also a loser. Lee Hiram thinks that the world revolves around her. Your name is Lee Young-hoon. Therefore he won't care about the eyes or mood of others. I'm also curious, so I'll just ask you one question. The watch, clothes and the fake shoes on your body. It can enhance your low self-esteem, so you wear them right. Now is the time for Young-hoon to get angry to defend himself before everyone. Young-hoon stands up suddenly. What? Everything is happening according to plan. According to the normal plan. At Woo Jin's house, Bomi is chatting with friends through text messages. These kids are really starting to talk about her brother again. Bomi is quite surprised when her friend wants her brother to tutor. I'm sure my brother would want to try. What do you think? Very easy to understand. My brother is so good. Mom, look at the giraffe over there. Look, Dad. He still has many things he hasn't tried. Because he is the kind of person who wants to try many things. Sometime I will ask. But I'm sure no one will bully him. If so, then no matter who it is, I won't let it go, daring to bully my brother. Mom calls out, BOM, what's wrong? At the restaurant, I'm also curious, so I'll just ask you one question. The watch, clothes and the fake shoes on your body. It can enhance your low self-esteem, so you wear them right. Young-hoon's face is flush red and he is angry. What? When a person she doesn't like gets angry, Lee Hiram will be even more contemptuous of that person. What? Young-hoon says with a grudge. What fake stuff? Hiram continues. You're not a kindergartner, or proud of snacks anymore. Young-hoon retorts, hey, we just met for the first time, what do you know about me to say? I know very well, if my older sister knew about Hermes fakes she would go crazy. Woo Jin, look at what he's doing. Really childish. Is it interesting to belittle others to laugh at them? You came here as a guest. When did you meet me to say I wear fakes? What is this atmosphere? Young-hoon's face is red with anger, with killing intent, looking at Hiram. The atmosphere is like the appetizers on the table. If I ruin the atmosphere, then I will pay. Okay, you look like you need a lot of money. Woo Jin, I'm leaving first. I can't stay any longer. After saying that, Hiram immediately leaves. Woo Jin, who is she? She is the daughter of the CEO of SH Shinhwa General Trading Company. The daughter of the CEO of SH Shinhwa General Trading Company. Really, the daughter of the CEO of SH Shinhwa General Trading Company. It's a large corporation. How did you get to know someone like that? No wonder she looks so luxurious. Woo Jin, really? Woo Jin immediately says, I accidentally got to know her. At this time Young-hoon stands silently, looking out the door. No wonder she wears expensive brand name clothes but doesn't have a car. Is the stock also a lie? Like that, Young-hoon is seen clearly by everyone like a book, completely exposing what kind of person he is. Really, no matter how I think about it, it's so annoying. I'll go out for a bit then come back. Jun-hwan stops Young-hoon. What's wrong? Where are you going? Calm down and have a drink. Young-hoon gets angry, throwing Jun-hwan's hand off. Let go. Young-hoon's actions make everyone not know what is wrong with him. Because of this, Young-hoon will not attack the majority of the group. Which is me anymore. Leaving the restaurant, Young-hoon chases after Hiram and shouts loudly, Hey, stop there, what did you say just now? You're the daughter of the CEO of SH Shinhwa Company. What nonsense are you saying? Who I am is not something you can know. You smell terrible. Are you also wearing fake perfume? What? Hey, don't get too cocky. The bodyguard asks Hiram, Who is that, miss? Oh no, it's not like that. That's not what I meant. Oh, so that's it. The next morning, at the library, Woo Jin gives each person a book. Everyone is surprised, researching all this alone. It's like doing a thesis. Oh no, when will I see all this? Woo Jin replies, reading like this is okay, right? He flips through each page, then schemes through, arranging completely in order and completing storage. What the heck, is that really all read? We can't do that. I will summarize and choose the highlights for everyone to refer to. I'm going to the bathroom for a bit. Let's finish this today then disband. Oh, I'm dizzy. Mansu is only dizzy. I'm about to faint. Me now, you're so funny. Woo Jin opens the door and goes out. Walking towards the bathroom, he meets Young-hoon. Hello, you're here to do group work? Young-hoon scratches his head. That's right, you too. Everyone is inside, you go in. Young-hoon remembers the conversation last night. What fake stuff? It can enhance your low self-esteem, so you wear them right. Just meeting for the first time, what do you know about me to say? Oh God, Young-hoon, you're really childish. What are you doing? Too ashamed, not knowing where to hide his face, Young-hoon immediately makes an excuse to avoid it. Oh, my mind, I forgot my laptop in class. You've worked hard. From now on, Young-hoon will no longer have any complacent expression with Woo Jin. With other people I don't know. Good, normal life has returned, a very natural measure. What should I eat tonight? Go somewhere near, then black bean noodles, okay. Black bean noodles, so delicious. Woo Jin from the bathroom hears someone wants to eat black bean noodles. Want to eat black bean noodles at the police station. Okay, just black bean noodles. 1 portion of sweet and sour pork too. Smoke 1 more then go in. Detective Kim Tae-hyun puts his hand in his pocket. What's wrong? Eat then go. You only ate bread and milk, roughly right. It seems that the matchmaking didn't go very well. You registered later but was rejected, right? You're imitating Woo Jin, Kim Tae-hyun rebuttals. Am I wrong? Because I skipped breakfast, I ate pork bone soup really full. I postponed the matchmaking because of that bastard Kim Young-won. You're an egg trying to fight a rock. Tae-hyun glances. This guy. Let's go in. Is this not how you do it? What kind of criminal police can't guess right? The hallway of the police station is quiet. Someone is reporting a case, so everyone immediately takes action. It seems that lately incidents like this keep happening in our area. Did someone move in? Probably moving out to live. These bastards, have to catch them all, lock them up in the station. Now let's go. It's starting to get dark. Police officers are surrounding the building. At this time, Tae-hyun's car has also arrived at the scene. Tae-hyun just gets out of the car. Then goes upstairs to see the situation. Hello, Captain. Why are you taking so many photos? No need to mention this. Ji-cheol's eyes widen looking. What the hell is this? What is the identity? Is male. 21 years old, his name is Park Jong-hyuk, is the person living in this house. What about his parents? Go in, they're in the living room. Opening the door wide, seeing the family crying sadly. These times are the most awkward. I really want to comfort them, but the urgent task is to quickly find information to catch the criminal. That's the only way to comfort them. I don't know what to say. You must be very heartbroken, but I want to ask you a few things. The victim's father says sadly, Police, please quickly catch the perpetrator, the murderer. Victim's father, even though it's difficult, please calm down, oh my son. She is about to collapse. What about the ambulance? It's coming soon. Move slowly, slowly. Hey, it's shaking. Another person. Hey, stairs, keep balance. Be careful of the tiles on the floor. They have been contacting continuously. Even if you stay up all night, you have to give the verification results. Discovered anything? The police officer replies, still not much. Really, it's the first time in my life I've seen a crazy guy like this. According to the criminal behavior, it's probably not the first time he's killed someone. Cut the body into pieces and send them. First start from the black boxes around. Kim Tae-hyun is standing observing. Then the phone rings. Woo Jin is calling. What do you want to eat this time? I'll buy it all for you. On Woo Jin's side, as soon as Kim Tae-hyun answers the phone, he asks, why are you calling me first today? Woo Jin asks with concern, it's getting dark, have you eaten yet? Kim Tae-hyun says no, then says, today I probably can't eat. Woo Jin quickly guesses you're at the scene again. He immediately asks if I can come there, to see if I can help you. Kim Tae-hyun excitedly says okay. I will be very happy if you come. Of course you can help me. Your ability is equal to an analyst. Tae-hyun is so happy that Woo Jin's ears are deafened. He is even making noise to the investigators. Then he suddenly remembers and asks, but Woo Jin, are you okay? The case is too cruel, so can you come? The victim has been chopped into pieces. Woo Jin, hearing that, only says it's okay. Kim Tae-hyun immediately says, okay, then come try it. If we solve this case, we will go eat number 9 tenderloin again. But Woo Jin accidentally says no. According to the law of diminishing marginal utility, we should go eat occasionally. He explains that even if it's delicious, eating it often will be boring, so eating it occasionally is more delicious. Kim Tae-hyun doesn't understand the law of diminishing utility, but Woo Jin has said, so I want to eat black bean noodles at the police station. And sweet and sour pork, fried dumplings too. Kim Taehyun wonders, is he planning to come to the crime scene just to eat black bean noodles and sweet and sour pork? Taehyun is asking again, are you really just needing that? Then his subordinate is coming to find him. Hearing Woo Jin is coming, his subordinate volunteers to pick him up. Kim Taehyun also urgently instructs quickly before he changes the menu. Taehyun tells Woo Jin that Ki-chul will pick you up and asks him where he is. On the contrary, Woo Jin says he will come himself. It's getting dark. Woo Jin is following the address that was sent to come to the scene. Ki-chul quickly sees him and comes out to pick him up. Ki-chul wonders, why didn't you let me pick you up then? Woo Jin says that wouldn't be normal. Because that way he looks like he's being arrested by the police, and Ki-chul thinks Woo Jin coming here is also not normal. Ki-chul quickly leads Woo Jin. Suddenly he asks, guess what I ate today? Woo Jin guesses pork bone soup. Ki-chul is extremely surprised when Woo Jin guesses it exactly. He calmly asks, have you not brushed your teeth? A moment later Ki-chul leads Woo Jin to a building. Woo Jin listens and follows Ki-chul while he informs Kim Taehyun he has brought him here. Taehyun orders Ki-chul to go meet the victim's father for a while. While Woo Jin just arrived has asked where the body is. Kim Taehyun says it's on the way to the National Scientific Research Institute. Woo Jin asks who discovered it first. Has everything been photographed? Of course, Kim Taehyun has received all the photos, and the person who discovered it first was the victim's mother after coming home from work. The perpetrator has not been identified. At this time the investigator also notices Woo Jin is unfamiliar. Kim Taehyun immediately introduces, this is my younger brother, the person I told you about last time. His name is Woo Jin. The investigator remembers knowing that he is the kid who likes to be an analyst, but he is quite uncomfortable with Taehyun letting someone else into the scene. Taehyun hurriedly begs to say it'll only be for a moment, it'll be quick. Please keep it a secret for me. The investigator complains again. Luckily you guessed right a few times, so you lead to the scene. Don't get caught then disciplined. Kim Taehyun comforts him and tells Woo Jin to go and don't worry. He doesn't worry because such a reaction is right, because he is an outsider, and then tells Taehyun to show him the photos. Taehyun hesitates to ask, but are you sure you can look at it? It's very gruesome. It's an image of a person being cut into pieces. This is also the first time I've encountered a case like this. Woo Jin says it's okay, but Kim Taehyun is still uneasy, instructing, if you feel uncomfortable or have anything unusual, tell me immediately, don't try to endure it. Taehyun also doesn't forget to remind Woo Jin to rotate the screen to see it. He of course knows this. On the phone screen is a scene that you don't dare to look at. But Woo Jin is very focused. He also discovers the cutting surface of the hands are feet. So a knife can't be the murder weapon. A saw is also not possible. But the machine in front of Woo Jin may be like that. The cutting surface is not as neat as being cut by a machine. So Woo Jin guesses the high probability that the murder weapon may be a wire saw. He spots a foreign object. Woo Jin wonders and asks Kim Taehyun, then he says it's on the victim's body, you have to check to know. But it looks like thread and cotton wool. Woo Jin immediately remembers cotton gloves that are often used when processing meat. He again pays attention to an unusually clean box. Looks like an ice box. Woo Jin immediately asks, the people living on the first floor or the people in the victim's family very often lock the door, right? Kim Taehyun replies, that's right, so that's why it's surprising. The perpetrator knows the habits of the people living here very well, so it's very likely that the perpetrator is an acquaintance of the victim. Woo Jin says the perpetrator climbed over that wall. The dust on one side of the wall has been wiped clean, so not only hands and feet are attached to it, but the perpetrator also crawled over the abdomen, making a large amount of dust be wiped off. So Woo Jin guesses the perpetrator is about 170 centimeters tall. Their ability to move seems to be slower than ordinary people. So you can set a higher age range. Kim Taehyun also thinks that seems right. Woo Jin asks again who is in the house. Taehyun reports that the victim's mother was just taken to the hospital, only the victim's father is left. Woo Jin immediately asks if I can go inside to see. Kim Taehyun can only comply, not forgetting to remind him, you know that when you go inside you can't touch anything, right? Don't do anything too noticeable. Woo Jin is confused, why are you so strange today? Inside, Ki-chul is interrogating the victim's father. Taehyun asks Woo Jin if he can go look around for a bit. Saying that, Kim Taehyun immediately comes forward to ask about the father. Woo Jin is busy observing the house. In the display cabinet for medals, he keenly realizes there are no family photos, and the victim cannot escape the glory of the past and has high narcissism. In addition, there is a ceramic dining table, a large refrigerator and a dishwasher. At first glance, this two-story house is very suitable for ordinary people to live in, but after reviewing the living room there are a lot of differences. Or is it because the business has gone bankrupt? Wu Jin comes closer to the victim's father. He asks, I don't know if you have any grudges. He immediately denies, there's no such thing, I said there isn't. Wu Jin knows this is affirming the claim to lead the other person. Looking straight at him to make him believe him, on the contrary, he presses his back against the sofa as if trying to keep his body balanced, is a stop reaction. Wu Jin says again, please think carefully, there must be. He racks his brains because until now he has lived without harming anyone. Wu Jin suddenly mentions the meat shop, causing the victim's father to be shocked immediately. The father asks back, what did you just say? While Wu Jin is observing his upper body facing him, as if wanting to hear him say more. Right when Wu Jin mentions the meat shop again, the father's face quickly changes. He slams the remote down on the ground and yells, cursing that bastard, making everyone shocked. The father suspects, could it be that guy Lee Sung-bium? That bastard killed my son. He is shocked. Wu Jin wonders, who is Lee Sung-bium? Is he someone who works at the meat shop? The clues in Wu Jin's hands seem to be separated. He lists all the people who may be the murderer, then puts each piece together. The father's trembling behavior covering his face is also very strange. More precisely, it is an unconscious defense mechanism that appears when someone wants to hide something like an unbearable emotion, or a reality they want to escape, or internal thoughts they don't want to be discovered. The victim's father hesitates to reveal, last time Lee Sung-bium said my son sexually harassed his daughter. That butcher, as far as I see it, was consensual sex. But we agreed to reconcile. The father emphasizes that they have reconciled. That bastard, please catch that bastard immediately. The victim's father suddenly yells, no, I will kill that bastard right now. Ki-chul hurriedly reassures the victim's father, asking him to calm down, but he has gone crazy. Still yelling, cursing the police, what are you guys doing? Hurry up and catch that Lee Sung-bium. The people present can only assure, yes sir, we will be responsible for catching the perpetrator. Please sit down first, calm down. He is still noisily yelling for people to catch that bastard immediately. Wu Jin can only ignore the noise inside and go outside to look around. Kim Tae-hyun asks curiously, Wu Jin, how do you know so well? How do you know the murderer is the butcher? It's really magical. Wu Jin calmly replies, because it's too obvious. Kim Tae-hyun again doesn't understand what's clear. What did you discover? Wu Jin explains that the murderer is so bold that when carrying the body that has been chopped into pieces in front of the house, so bold to the point of meticulous, waiting for a time when no one is around, he is that confident. But left evidence, that is the thread, and loose cotton wool falling from the fabric gloves. Although very meticulous, he still left evidence. Don't you find it strange? Kim Tae-hyun guesses it may be that he doesn't care about the thread and cotton wool. Criminals often have systematic and pay attention to many details. While committing the crime, sometimes he may not pay attention to what he is planning and make mistakes. Wu Jin asks again, according to what you said, the murderer shows a systematic aspect of personality, and is quite careful in every action, but also shows an opposite personality of his in some situations that he is subjective about. The murderer is a very systematic person and quite attentive to every detail, knowing the habits of the people living on the first and second floors, so he dares to break in like that. The probability of him being an acquaintance is very high, and because he is old, his reaction ability is poor. On the contrary, in terms of systematic personality, contrary to his cautious personality, when looking at the cutting surface of the body you can see it looks like it was cut by a cutting machine used in business. But the cutting surface is rougher when using a machine. It is very likely that the murderer has planned like this. He used a hand saw to cut, simulating the cutting surface of the machine. What is the probability that a person with a systematic personality calculating carefully like that leaves the thread and cotton wool? It coincides with butchers who often touch meat, because it is a job that habitually does not allow any dirt to stick to the meat. Kim Tae-hyun thinks about the murderer deliberately cutting the body into pieces with a saw like a cutting machine and also leaving the cotton wool. Wu Jin affirms his speculation. Yes, the decomposition process of a body is the newly deceased stage. Next is the muscle relaxation stage, the putrefaction stage, the post-putrefaction stage, and undergoes the photolysis process of the bones. The murderer also put ice packs into the body to prevent the decomposition process in order to create confusion about the time of the crime. Systematic personality and always paying attention to details but showing the opposite side, that is his intention, is because the murderer only wants to show what he wants. like dismembering as if cutting with a machine and leaving the cotton wool. Kim Tae-hyun didn't think of that. Woo Jin comforts him saying that's a normal thought, so you shouldn't blame yourself, because people only see what they want to see and only believe what they want to believe, so you are also like that. Woo Jin asks with concern, are you okay? Tae-hyun smiles awkwardly, praising looking over once and knowing immediately like you are a genius, while like me is a normal person. Woo Jin doesn't react, making Kim Tae-hyun feel like he is a strange kid. Right after that, Kim Tae-hyun turns back to the case and asks, so according to what you said, the murderer is trying to frame the owner of the meat shop Lee Sung-byum as the murderer. Woo Jin thinks it's very likely like that. He says following the CCTV and black box will lead to Lee Sung-byum's meat shop. That is what the murderer designed. It seems like the content is similar to that case back then, the case of disguising wearing a wig. Kim Tae-hyun again thinks it's completely different from that case. Woo Jin asks, have you checked the outside of the ice box containing the body carefully? At this time Kim Tae-hyun reviews it again. He sees it seems like there is nothing special. Woo Jin also says it is very clean and there are no scratches. Woo Jin says it seems like it was bought to be used for the purpose of crime. Tae-hyun wonders what's wrong with buying a new one, is there any other meaning? Woo Jin asks how was that foam box taken away. Kim Tae-hyun says the people on the forensic team have transported it one by one from the stairs down through the hands of many people. A question is raised, so how could the murderer carry that box here alone? After climbing over the wall then opening the gate like that, Kim Tae-hyun suddenly realizes the foam box is very heavy and the murderer carried it himself. There must be some scratches. Woo Jin also says that's right, making Tae-hyun wonder how could he move that foam box. He is trying to blame the meat shop owner Lee Sung-byum, the motive for committing the crime, killing the son of this house. At this time someone comes to report to Kim Tae-hyun that there is no car parked nearby. Inspector Kuma has contacted back saying there is a suspicious car recorded by CCTV at the intersection of the convenience store. It is a small car, but the person in the car wearing delivery clothes gets out of the car for a while then disappears. He was wearing a hat and a mask covering his face. Woo Jin immediately speaks up. Too clear, Lee Sung-byum's alibi is almost perfect. Kim Tae-hyun urgently wants to see the entire CCTV and quickly find that car. The subordinate quickly obeys the order and leaves. Tae-hyun turns to ask Woo Jin if the murderer is not Lee Sung-byum, then can you identify who the suspect is? But Kim Tae-hyun thinks maybe I have gone too far asking a difficult question like that. But unexpectedly Woo Jin says I can identify him. Is someone who is not satisfied with Lee Sung-byum and hates Park Jong-hyuk, who was murdered. Woo Jin leads Tae-hyun back into the house. He says the name of the murderer will be spoken by the mouth of the father who lost his son. Tae-hyun is surprised because he only yelled meat shop right. The police car is still parked under the building. The victim's father is anxiously standing up, ignoring the police trying to reassure him. But he still refuses to sit down. Still shouting that he wants to drink water, Woo Jin sees that the white of his eyes is turning yellow. His lips are constantly dry and swallowing saliva because of thirst, so he also lets someone release him. But when he sees the victim's father intending to hold the glass, Woo Jin suddenly asks, "What are you drinking?" Finishing speaking, Woo Jin decisively grabs his hand. He speaks to ask, "Your hands are too cold. Have you been urinating often lately?" Walking occasionally staggering, and the tips of his fingers are also slightly swollen. It seems to be just a normal dehydration condition, but it's not. It's a complication of diabetes, kidney problems, so drinking water at this time is not good for the kidneys. The victim's father, on the contrary, gets angry and throws Woo Jin's hand away, scolding, "Is that important now? Quickly catch that bastard." Woo Jin analyzes that it seems like your business is progressing well, but unfortunately everything is not as expected. He yells again, "It's not just one or two people whose business is losing. What's important now?" Kim Tae-hyun hurriedly comes to soothe the situation. "Woo Jin, you know how he's feeling now, so can't you be a little gentler?" Woo Jin suddenly mentions that there is a wound on the victim's head. That may be the cause of death. He died from being hit by something rough but sharp, and then being dismembered. Everyone is different, but usually no one will do this to the victim, unless it is a relationship of hatred with the victim. So please tell me about your business. Do you really think the owner of the meat shop can do that? The person who agreed to reconcile even though his daughter was sexually harassed, being such a father, can a person like that hold resentment to the point of killing on Park Jong-hyuk and showing his father the horrific dismembered body? Because most fathers don't want to reconcile, they just want to put that person in jail or send him to his grave. So Wu Jin explains to the victim's father that we need to expand all relationships to find the murderer. In other words, the murderer is likely to be a person who is very resentful with the father. The victim's father again says, I have never had a conflict with anyone. Wu Jin tells him to think carefully because there is no more time. The victim's father doesn't understand. Someone hates me. Besides Lee Sung Bm, who would want to do this to me. The clock has struck 6:40. It's also when the time is about to end. Right at this moment the letterbox on the TV stand lights up. While the victim's father still doesn't understand what's happening, Wu Jin seems to have seen something shining. Wu Jin reminds him to think hard again. Then the victim's father suddenly speaks up. It seems like I remembered something. About 4 years ago. The letter was arranged in that box bearing the words, the optimal solution for you. Wu Jin is pressing his phone to find out more about the content in that letter. He also thinks, the world has become convenient, and now is the era where people can easily find out what others are doing. While immersed in thoughts, right at that moment the news of that letter appears on the phone, Jong-hyuk's sexual assault. The victim's father denies the news from the phone. He also adds that there was a similar incident 4 years ago, and at that time also, that kid agreed to the relationship. He has a history of sexual violence from before, and the words used when mentioning Park Jong-hyuk have changed, from my son, through Jong-hyuk. The name Jong-hyuk created a feeling of more psychological distance than my son, that is the reaction of separating himself from his son. Wu Jin speaks up, so the other side claimed that they were sexually assaulted. The victim's father immediately admits. That was when my great business started to collapse, because of my son's incident 4 years ago. Wu Jin can't help but wonder, who is it? He replies, it was the daughter of the company employee. And did you settle with them? He settled and even promised to promote him. Remembering talking to him, he even gave him a bunch of money. I thought compensating like that would be enough. But somehow they found out. Those trash reporters took the opportunity to spread articles. Because he couldn't stand it, his daughter committed suicide. It was those harsh words and those trash reporters who killed that girl. Wu Jin thinks, should I guess who killed her? The victim's father speaks up, cutting off that line of thought. If you think about it, it's retaliating against me because his daughter died because of those reporters. So he did this. Wu Jin is still constantly thinking. He chooses words that are not very harsh. It would be more logical if he said, such an act, instead of using the words this matter. He suspiciously asks, do you remember the name of that employee, or at least the name of that girl? He says straightforwardly, I don't remember because it was 4 years ago. I don't remember clearly. He says like that so he can only answer casually. The shelf is full of achievements and trophies. People with high self-esteem always invest in themselves in some way. Although the business has failed and the finances are not abundant, he still invests all his efforts in himself. Wu Jin asks curiously about his hobby. Do you like to take walks? Right, he doesn't hesitate to admit. I walk around the neighborhood a few times to improve my health. But what does walking have to do with this? Denying that idea, he suspiciously probes. It seems you just moved here from about a year ago, so have you seen anyone suspicious? Slightly surprised by that question, he continues to ask, what about the people who moved here in the same year as you? He only replies, I think there aren't any. Wu Jin starts to give evidence. What about thinking like this? The old employee that you don't remember the name of. Carrying a grudge against you and Jong-hyuk, then using the butcher. Everything is focused on making it look like you are the real murderer. The victim's father is surprised by what Wu Jin is giving, carrying the grudge from when his daughter died and planning these things until now. That bastard. Wu Jin, even if he is a little suspicious, I will remove that old employee from the suspect list. He still doesn't understand Wu Jin's intention. What remove? What does that mean? He begins to analyze. The murderer must know every corner of this neighborhood, and like that then he needs to move here or probe. Yet he has never met you, a person who likes to take walks, so you said you haven't seen anyone suspicious, right? And no one has moved in. Even if the murderer covers his face and identity as much as possible, people's instincts will still feel the potential threat. That is because the limbic system, a primitive brain, activates and awakens the subconscious. If that is the old employee, then you will definitely recognize that person. Speaking to that point, he starts to stammer. I don't think I have seen anyone, probably because I didn't pay attention. The atmosphere is tense. Then Kim Tae-hyun receives a call. We found the car. It's a stolen car. The car was found at the meat shop you mentioned. Kim Tae-hyun urgently shouts, quickly establish the butcher's alibi. The other end immediately obeys. Woo Jin looks at the detective with suspicion. Seeing him looking at him, Kim Tae-hyun says, "You're a robot, for sure, you're never wrong." Ji Chul must be even more shocked than me. Woo Jin asks in surprise, "The meat shop, what's wrong?" The victim's father, hearing that, immediately asks, "Have they caught Lee Sung BM? Then at least they have found him." The table is marked off. There are signs that they are hurriedly checking if anything is missing, but basically they are just sensitive people. Woo Jin suspiciously looks at the victim's father. The items suddenly move and fall down. He leaves the items like usual but not normal at all. Woo Jin speculates, this is why becoming normal is so difficult. Kim Tae-hyun immediately asks, "Jong Hyuk's father, you want to quickly catch the murderer, right? Then you must answer all my questions." He doesn't hesitate and shouts, "Ask anything you want." "Do you wipe the dining table and clean up every day?" The father immediately replies, "Yes, after eating my wife." He suddenly panics. "But wait a minute, what are you trying to say? Are you kidding me? Jong Hyuk is dead, so what's important about this?" Tae-hyun starts to analyze in more detail. He has diabetes, and his son causes a lot of trouble, causing complications. Your business is disrupted and finally has to close. You used to be very healthy and liked to play golf. From that time until now you have lost quite a bit of weight, and your physical ability has decreased significantly, right? Woo Jin analyzes more. The perpetrator is about 1m70 tall. Physical ability has decreased, or may be older. Kim Tae-hyun delves deeper into him when remembering these words. Woo Jin suddenly asks, "Have you ever dreamed of becoming an actor?" He feels these questions are nonsense. "Are you really a police officer?" Tae-hyun immediately admits. He becomes even more panicked. What is this? Hey, what's wrong with this guy? Is he really a police officer? Until this point he loses his composure. Everyone around has to stop him. But Woo Jin comes to ask Kim Tae-hyun, "Can I borrow some luminol?" Why suddenly? While Tae-hyun is hesitating, Woo Jin stands close and urges, "Quickly, we don't have much time." "Okay, wait a minute." So Kim Tae-hyun urgently rushes to hold the captain back. Woo Jin here, the captain doesn't understand what's happening. Then he quickly takes the opportunity to put it into Woo Jin's hand. He quickly sprays luminol on his arm and turns on the switch. The victim's father doesn't understand what Woo Jin is doing. He still continues to use that can to spray on the chair. He can't help but be surprised. An unusual reaction occurs, making Kim Tae-hyun suspicious. The crime scene commander can't understand why the blood is here. A corner of the table is glowing. Everyone is surprised. Let me call someone to come. "It seems that this is the blood of your son, is that right?" Woo Jin suddenly asks. He seems startled. "This house seems to be full of evidence. Do I need to tell you more?" Woo Jin says each word. "You are the one who killed him." He immediately denies, saying, "You misunderstood." "Yes, that's right, it is Jong Hyuk's blood. We had a small argument before Jong Hyuk became like this. Because he was too excited I pushed him so Jong Hyuk's head hit that. Look, it's not seriously injured. If it was seriously injured then blood would have splattered everywhere, right?" He tries to justify, telling you guys to try spraying the floor, there will be nothing appearing. Of course Woo Jin knows that is 99% the truth and 1% is a lie. He calmly says, "Of course there isn't." Saying that, he turns to check somewhere else. Woo Jin analyzes that it may be like what you said, the bleeding is not very serious. What happens after that is the problem. The father angrily asks, "What are you trying to say after all?" Woo Jin suddenly picks up the trophy in the cabinet. Kim Tae-hyun immediately comes forward. He wonders, could it be that? Woo Jin points out there is a small scratch here, but the top left is shiny. It is very likely that the victim's father carefully wiped it. He realizes something is wrong and shouts, "What nonsense are you talking about now? Of course it has to be clean. How did I receive it? Of course I have to take care of it carefully." Woo Jin doesn't reply to his words. But he starts to sprinkle a strange powder on the cup. The father objects, saying, "Why do that to someone else's metal?" But as soon as the powder comes into contact with the cup's surface it starts to turn into water. He is confused, muttering, "Why?" Woo Jin seems to return to the day the incident happened. The sound of the door opening rings out. Immediately after, Jong Hyuk walks in. He looks around the house restlessly because there are a lot of plastic sheets on the floor. Then the father comes out from another room. He asks Jong Hyuk, "You're back." He wonders, "What is this, Dad? Why are you spreading all the plastic?" Before the father can answer, he suddenly staggers and falls backwards. The trophies on the shelf fall down one by one. Jong Hyuk hurriedly comes forward asking, "Dad, are you okay?" Luckily he is not injured. Jong Hyuk asks again, "What is this? Are you making kimchi, Mom?" but you don't need to spread it to the living room. He says it's not to make kimchi. While saying that, he slowly picks up the trophy on the ground. Now is the time for you to repay me. Jong-hyuk doesn't understand what his father is saying and wonders, saying, I have to go out again, go eat dinner with friends. Before finishing the sentence, the father directly takes the trophy and hits Jong-hyuk hard on the head. He screams a terrible scream, then falls to the floor. He doesn't stop again, raising his hand angrily, saying, In the past you know how many troubles I had to solve for you. Jong-hyuk can't believe his father would do that, panicking and retreating backwards. But he quickly hits again on his head and scolds the bastard son, You have ruined my father's honor. Jong-hyuk hurriedly wants to avoid it, and questions, Dad, are you crazy? Why are you hitting me? He says, from now on you should repay me. Let me enjoy your blessings. Ignoring Jong-hyuk's apologies and pleas, the father still doesn't show mercy. Unexpectedly, he still has enough strength to fight back and knock him down. But the father still says, from now on I will live without feeling guilty. Is there anything I haven't done for you? Do you lack anything? He asks. Jong-hyuk's vision has gradually blurred while trying to crawl towards the door. However, he is still exhausted. Then gradually falls backwards. His neck hits the edge of the table hard behind him. Clearly Jong-hyuk has suffered a severe brain injury. The father also can't believe things have turned out like this. He stares in shock at his son dying in front of him. The table edge stained with blood that has not been wiped clean is evidence. Woo Jin says that most murderers hide or discard the weapon, but you are the opposite. Probably because you think the medal is worth more than your son, your narcissism is greater than parental love. People with a strong desire to show off, in other words showing off is a lack, is someone who is craving because of a lack of material. He immediately rebuts, what father would kill his son then dismember him into pieces? Woo Jin then replies, the father has worked hard to solve his son's sexual assault cases. If considering parental love, then it sounds reasonable, but you are not that kind of person. At first you solve those consequences not for your son's future, but that is a solution to minimize the risks in your business. You ask, how can parents dismember their child's body? There are those who are parents but have left their children to starve to death. And there are also parents who feel comfortable when abusing their children. Do you need more examples? What Woo Jin said is faintly like he has witnessed everything. But the father continues to deny, what the heck are you talking about? It's not me. I reported to the police and requested to arrest the murderer, but why are you now blaming me? Woo Jin says, I never forced you. Instead, I have a question. When did you start planning this? You surveyed very carefully before moving here, right? So you chose this house because there are no CCTV around, and parking is also difficult, so it won't be recorded on the black box. How much insurance money can you get from Jong-hyuk's death? The victim's father tremblingly repeats, it's not me, while Kim Tae-hyun has come forward and says, please calm down and come with us. He yells, why is it me? Why do I, a relative of the victim, have to go to the police station? It was Lee Sung-bm who did it. That bastard came here then caused everything. Kim Tae-hyun, hearing that, immediately calls Ki-chul, telling him to inform the suspect, then control the father. He justifies, saying, hey Mr. Inspector, I remember the name of that employee, so please start from him. However, Tae-hyun only tells him he has the right to remain silent. But what you say can be used as evidence against you in court, and you have the right to have a lawyer defend you. He is quickly escorted by the police. The crime scene investigation team starts to check again. They can't believe it and talk to each other. If it's really the victim's blood, then he must have been hit with this. Why is there no reaction with blood on the floor? Woo Jin says that he probably spread the plastic sheet down because he was afraid the blood would soak into the wooden floor. The bathroom is also probably like that, and the investigator also finds blood stains in a few places in it. Kim Tae-hyun wonders, so why did he climb over the wall? Woo Jin immediately says that's acting. It has many meanings, to cause confusion for the investigation, and because he wants someone to see it so he can sow the thought that the murderer is not someone living here. As for CCTV or black box, it can be analyzed scientifically by experts, but it's very difficult to analyze a normal witness's testimony scientifically. He wants the investigator to consider the perpetrator as an intruder from outside. The fact that he could move the victim's body without leaving scratches on the ice box is indeed because it has been used to contain the body at home from the beginning. The investigators are very curious who Woo Jin is to be able to analyze like a psychological expert. Then he suddenly looks up in astonishment. It seems that Woo Jin has just discovered something. It is the wall clock. He slowly comes closer. The place where the clock is hung. Woo Jin hurriedly calls the inspector. He urgently tells him to quickly return to the police station right away quickly. Ignoring Kim Taehyun's questions, Woo Jin urgently says we must go first. He says that is quite dangerous, so on the way he will explain.